Once there was a hunter who saw what others could not. With a magic case in her backpack, she roamed with wild abandon into the great unknown. Her gaze inescapable, her reflexes lightning fast. When armies swarmed, she went through. With eyes open wide, hands steady, holding, watching, capturing everything in sight.
The Crucial Pro DDR5 RAM kit comes with a sleek, modern look that will complement any build. But aesthetics aside, it's the performance that really matters. So let's dive into it. The default JEDEC timings are 46, 45, 45, but it does come with 2 XMP and Expo settings for those looking for a little more performance. With XMP 3.0 Profile 1, you can push the speed up to 5600 megatransfers per second. If you prefer a slightly lower speed but tighter timings, Profile 2 offers 5200 megatransfers per second at 42, 42, 42 timings. We've run some benchmarks and stress tests to give you an idea of how it performs. In general, dropping the speed and tightening the timings with the second XMP/Expo profile yielded better results for us on our test system. Paired with a Ryzen 7800X3D, we saw anywhere from a 1 to 5% performance bump depending on workloads. All in all, the Crucial Pro DDR5 64GB RAM kit by Micron is a fantastic choice for first-time builders and enthusiasts alike.
Pick up! Come on, come on, come on!
Eyes on the battle, not your screen, Commander.
I was thinking we could use some backup. Yes! Now, Ryan!
Steal your pride, Wolf. The fish girl is winning.
Woo!
He's mine.
Not bad, little leader.
Guessing you have a plan, Commander.
We win!
hill. Trying to get a deal, trying to get a meal. Hungry on the beat, hungry so I eat. And I don't know the feet, I only know the heat. I only know the grind, I only know the sweet. Yo, I miss sweat, I only know the best. That's up on my chest, I only know the reps. I only know what's next, nothing more, nothing less. All on my name, I've been watching all the game. And I'm trying to make moves, yeah, I'm trying to make moves. And they trying to move chains. All on my name, all on my name, all on my name, all on my name. I've been watching all the game. And I'm trying to make moves, yeah, I'm trying to make moves. And they trying to move chains. All on my name, all on my name, all on my name. Y'all trying to move chains, I ain't into playing games. I ain't into naming names, but I mean it just the same. When I name and the lights turn to flame, and the flame turn to ash, but the goal will remain. Yeah, all on my name. I've been watching all the game, and I'm trying to make moves. Yeah, I'm trying to make moves, and they trying to move chains. All on my name, all on my name, all on my name, all on my name. I've been watching all the game, and I'm trying to make moves. Yeah, I'm trying to make moves, and they trying to move chains. All on my name, all on my name, all on my name. This ain't what you thought it was. This ain't for nights out or for good enough. This for early AM, still waking up. Trying to make it up. It's our time and we gon' take it up. All on my name, I've been watching all the game. And I'm trying to make moves, yeah, I'm trying to make moves. And they trying to move chains. All on my name, all on my name, all on my name, all on my name. I've been watching all the game. And I'm trying to make moves, yeah, I'm trying to make moves. And they trying to move chains. All on my name, all on my name, all on my name, all on my name. I've been watching all the game. And I'm trying to make moves, yeah, I'm trying to make moves. And they trying to move chains. All on my name, all on my name, all on my name.
Welcome back. Beautiful Saturday evening and another round of League of Legends. We're at the business end of the tournament. Today we'll be having the lower bracket finals to see which team will position themselves in the grand finals against Temple of Kings. So again, this is Crucial by Micron presents TEC Community Cup August Open powered by Zotac Gaming in partnership with Riot Games. I am Fireball and as always with me is Kaka.
Hi guys, yeah, beautiful evening and even better game coming out today. AOK versus the Radiants, and yeah, lower bracket final. I'm pretty excited for this one, especially since we saw AOK yesterday and they looked dominant in that first game, but just could not find the rhythm in the other two games. So I'm pretty excited to see what they bring to the table, and on the other side, Radiants as well. Insec and Zion in the mid lane. These guys are really good as well, so I'm pretty excited for today's series.
I mean, yeah, just looking over the tournament overview as well. We have a massive 1 lakh rupee prize pool, and one of the teams, the winner of this team, will secure at least the second place in the and secure at least 30,000 rupees. The winner obviously takes home the grand prize of 50,000. So we have been dealing with a lot of best of ones, best of threes, and we're at the business end of the tournament right now, Kaka.
Yeah, and finals will be tomorrow, guys, 25th August. That will be a best of 5. Again, as you said, third place has been almost locked in, will be locked in today. Whoever loses today's series will at least grab themselves 20,000 rupees. The winner of the series will go to the finals to contest for that 50,000 first place and the championship. So these guys will be fired up to make it to the finals. And going over the brackets really quickly, yesterday we saw Altar of Kings versus Temple of Kings. That was a 2-1 series, so now we don't have any undefeated team, unlike the last tournament that we had where Temple of Kings just ran the tournament, right? And speaking about today's matchup, the lower bracket finals, Altar of Kings versus Radiance. Winner faces Temple of Kings tomorrow, and that's how we got here.
And yeah, Radiance as well, they got a bye in the previous round when Potato Monster and Co in Reign of Terror decided to forfeit the series. So Radiance finding themselves in the lower bracket finals, and I think this is a massive opportunity for them to, seize the moment and truly conquer Altar of Kings, which historically has been the second best team in the region for a long time. So if Radiance can win out the series today, we can look at a solid top 3, top 4 dynasty forming in Temple of Kings, Altar of Kings, Radiance, and Reign of Terror.
Yeah, absolutely correct. And yeah, Reign of Terror unfortunately had to FF the series. Again, they were the runners-up in the last tournament, and obviously we all expected big things from them. But they are gone and Radiance is here, and today's matchup is just so exciting, and I can't wait because both of the teams have such great mid laners and junglers. And speaking about the lineup as well, Faisal, for a minute, Dragoon will be coming in planes of Ashley Crusher today. And Dragoon he's been a long time, he's a veteran of the game as well. He's been playing for like more than 5-6 years, has been active in the Indian scene, was not playing for the last 2-3 years, but he is back now, and I'm pretty excited to see how his synergy looks with Shuvo, who again, these guys have played together forever.
Definitely, Dragoon, Suvo, one of the older members in the team as well. Dragoon has massive amounts of experience. He knows what's up, and definitely not someone to get pressured in these high pressure situations. So I'm excited to see what he can bring out and see him back in action after so long. So let's jump right into Champion Select and the draft of this first game in the best of 3 series.
Yeah, and right off the bat, Draven gets banned, the Poppy ban, just to deny Auriga and Love to respectively. On the other hand, though, I think that Jinzhao ban, I don't think Thorfinn is ever getting to play that Jinzhao. He is sort of a one trick, but he does have a good champion pool, but that's his uh, most preferred champ, the Jinzhao in the mid lane. And just like yesterday, again, MF gets banned against T-Berry, and expect the Rel to follow up as well.
We did see the first game that Altar of Kings, they did take it away from Temple of Kings, and this Rel and MF were the core of the victory. I think Suvo on that Rel was phenomenal, and he was hard carrying that first game with his engages and stuff. So Radiant's pretty sure would have seen that series and would be looking to ban that one out for themselves.
Yeah, and speaking of the picks coming in, which will be coming in pretty soon, Dragoon can play the Kai'Sa in the jungle, right? So a first pick Kai'Sa would be a very flexible pick for the side of Altar of Kings, but they are having the Ziggs, however, which is sort of weird. Pantheon gets banned from the side of Radiance again. Thorfinn plays these AD champions in the mid lane. The Nafiri that we saw yesterday in the first game got the triple kill and snowballed the hell out of the match, and as expected, the Kai'Sa gets locked in. Now remember, guys, that is a flex pick. You don't see a Kai'Sa in the jungle too much, but Dragoon is known to play that champ in the jungle, so not giving too much away, picking up that champion and just abusing its flexibility in the draft.
I mean, yeah, taking the viewers back many years, there was this one certain game which was a knockout game, and Dragoon happened to be in it. He came in as a sub, and he just picked this Kai'Sa in the jungle and kind of hard carried his entire team on his back and made sure they qualified and move forward to the next round. And ever since, it's been folklore here in League of Legends India. As soon as you hear the name Dragoon, there is some mention of his Kai'Sa jungle. Granted, it was many patches many years ago. I don't know if the Kai'Sa can be picked up in the jungle again. So,
Right.
but again, let's see how this Kai'Sa pick fares out.
Yeah, and Ashe, I think Ashe is super strong in the current meta. You have a lot of utility in the kit, a lot of damage as well. Of course, the Hawk Shot provides the vision across the map as well. So really solid first pick from the side of Radiance, followed up with the Zyra, can go in the bot lane. Expect it, it to go to the jungle. Really strong again. So very standard picks, but very strong picks coming out from the side of Radiance. And on the other side, we saw this Suvo's Senna was getting banned against TOK, and he did get his hands on the Senna once. Unfortunately, could not make the most of it. But it does get logged in right now, and let's see what that third pick is going to be for Altar of Kings. And the On gets logged in. Again, not giving too much away, the On and Senna can go in the bot lane, but I am expecting the On to go in the top lane. Renkar gets logged in for Insect.
Okay. So I think that
Wow.
just means Zyra, this is going to be the Zyra Ashe in the bottom lane. Really, really obnoxious lane to play against. Kai'Sa being a low range AD carry. If Kai'Sa decides to go bot lane as well, it's going to be really hard for her to, keep up in farm and stuff. But again, there is the Senna available, and with the changes, she brings out a lot of sustain. So that should help her cause. So looking away at the final few bans, we do see the Nafiri as Thorfinn can be a menace on it, and the Nasus being taken away as well. I mean, you do see the On being picked up, so I guess Radiants are expecting this On to go somewhere else, not the top lane. That's why they decide to ban out the top lane Nasus.
Yeah, and it could be a mid lane Nasus as well. Nasus is a flexible champ in the current meta and the current state, so you can take him mid. But yeah, they are expecting some shenanigans coming out from the side of Altar of Kings, especially with that On and Senna that's been picked up. It's a very difficult game for Rengar, if I must say so. Senna has a lot of shields and heals, so does the Kai'Sa. On, you can't really one shot ever, and they are going to hover the set, expecting the On to go top and try to counter it. But let's see if AOK decides to change a few things here.
So already from the side of Radiance, I think there's no clear such synergy that is coming out of the 4 champions that they've picked. Seems more like comfort picks that they're going with in this first game. Ash and Zyra are looking to poke the enemy team out, whereas Rengar is more of an all-in, one-shot someone and try to run away, as Set is a more of a bruiser style champion. So no reliable engage other than the Ash ultimate as of now. Altar of Kings do round up their composition with the Talia. So the Talia should be in the middle lane, and this Kaisa and Senna will go bot.
I am going to make a bold prediction and say that Talia is going to the jungle and it will be Nocturne in the mid lane. But what do I know? Speaking of Talia, again, very flexible. Syndra coming out from the side of Radiance. And let's see where all these champions are going, because AOK can flex them around. And Thorfinn does play Nocturne in the mid lane as well. Again, he's known to play those AD champions which aren't really mid laners, but can be pretty strong in the mid lane. So let's see if they change it up. But Talia versus Syndra, it is a Syndra favored matchup, but if you are experienced with the Talia, you can play around it and get a lot of priority, because Talia just shoves in the Syndra and you can always roam around, right? But the Rengar will be pretty comfortable seeing the Talia, Senna and Kaisa there. Has the overall, I think it looks good for AOK in my opinion.
Yeah, definitely. So after seeing the swaps that are coming out, Dead Corporal will be on the top lane, and it is going to be Kaisa and Senna in the bottom lane. So a safe lane coming out for Kaisa. Not a lot of kill potential obviously. So T-Berry and Suvo will be just looking to sustain the lane against this Ash and Zyra and try not to leak any kills. And later on, it just comes on to who plays the champions better, because Ash and Kaisa both do have a lot of carry potential. As you mentioned, Talia, one of your favorite champions as well, so I'm excited to see what this Talia can bring out against this Syndra. The plan should be to shove the Syndra out and look to roam top or bottom with her ultimates.
Yeah, exactly that. Talia can get a lot of priority again early on in the mid lane. I did in my solo queue game play this exact matchup today against a Syndra, and had a great time playing against that Syndra specifically. But again, these guys are way better than I am, and the Syndra can be such a bully in the lane, especially in the early game. So it's a soft skill matchup, but I think Syndra is favored there. And it's a good thing for Insect that he has all these pushing lanes coming out for to help him invade the Nocturne if he wants to, because Set is going to do well generally against the On. In the bot lane, Zyra and Ash, you can just expect them to shove the Kaisa and Senna in permanently. So Insect will have a relatively good time in the jungle, and let's see what he can do with all the priority that he is supposed to get in this game.
Definitely, I'm expecting a lot of the early jungle objectives to go towards the Radiance. I mean, that's how it looks on paper. Ash and Zyra should have perma push potential over this Kaisa and Senna. They can't really match the push of the plants, the Ash W and all of that. Dragoon, meanwhile, coming back into a low bracket finals for a place in the grand finals, so already a very high stakes game for him for his comeback, and he is on that Nocturne. So a lot of pick potential right there, but again, if he decides to jump on Ash, if the Ash has her ultimate, she can buy herself some time. The Syndra can always push the Nocturne away, so he has to time his spell shields there as well to avoid those abilities. I think the focus would be on Dragoon. Again, the odds are stacked up against him coming back after a long time into a competitive game. So let's see how he can pan out.
Yeah, and one thing we didn't speak much about from the side of AOK is they do have a lot of long range engage from the On. Even the Talia, which has, who has a half global ultimate, so does the Nocturne. So they do have a lot of engage, and especially when the Nocturne goes behind, into the backline, the Kaisa can follow up with her ultimate, even for the On as well, the same knock up, and Kaisa can just get her stacks and go into the backline directly. So I think they do have a lot of synergy coming out in their team comp, and which will be favoring, especially in the team fights, they are favored. So let's see how it goes.
Definitely, and another thing is we are used to seeing Dead Corporal on more of carry-oriented champions who can dish out a lot of damage and put his team on his back. But this time he does go for the team utility, goes for the on. So putting his trust on this Nocturne, on this Kaisa and the Talia to provide the damage for his side and make sure he peels them correctly, becomes a beefy frontline, and the scaling that on provides the team is just insane as well. So if the game goes on for a longer duration, he can just start crafting these masterwork items for his team and just get ahead of the curve of the game.
Yeah, exactly. That on pick is, I think, pretty good here, even though it's a tank and it's not expected from Dead Corporal to play these tanks. But they do have a lot of damage in their team comp. The Nocturne, the Talia, the two ADCs. Well, can you call Senna an ADC anymore? I'm not too sure, but the four of them can dish out a lot of damage. And yeah, they are looking pretty set for the team fights at least. And if they play like yesterday's first game, then I think it's going to be a very long series for the Radiants. But let's see what Radiants have cooked in this series specifically, because they have had a lot of time to watch AOK versus TOK and other teams play as well. So let's see what they can come up with.
I mean, I would say if they play like the first game yesterday, it's going to be a very short series for Radiants because Ultra of Kings were looking like a different beast in that first game. Although they did have a hard time, closing out the games even when they were so far ahead in gold. So I hope that they have sorted that issue out internally and had discussions, cleaned up their macro a little bit more. So if they get a lead, I'm expecting them to close the game out cleanly.
Yeah. And I think we will be jumping back into the game pretty soon. So we have talked in length about these team comps, and I just can't wait to get into the game and just watch what's happening. And if there are any level 1 shenanigans coming up, and we will be jumping into the game as we speak about it. So let's go.
Yep, level 1 starts expecting it to be standard, not a lot of invade potential in both the sides. So we do see them spreading out, guarding the jungle entrances, maybe looking to get a deep ward in or two to get some knowledge about where the opposite side jungler is starting.
30 seconds until minions.
Yeah, and Set versus On in the top lane, fighting for that priority very early on.
Definitely. So red team, I mean, it's a defensive ward from the side of Radiance in their own jungle, but Ultra of Kings do manage to put a ward down of themselves into the red buff pit, but Insect should be getting that sweeper and clearing that one out, but still it will give away his position for Ultra of
Yeah,
Kings.
I mean, the red has been ward, and this is very much expected from the side of AOK. They do like to get that early vision in and see where the enemy jungle is starting. So yeah, pretty standard stuff coming out, and he will be doing it leashless though, although he is spotted. Nocturne on the other hand uses the Q to the opposite side to not give away anything.
Both the junglers starting on the opposite sides, so Dragoon will be looking to full clear this bot side and help his on out on the top lane with his first gang, whereas Rengar would be looking to path bottom side. Love 2 and Stylist Art did not have to give a leash, so they did end up getting the push advantage level 1, and they should be hitting that level 2 quicker compared to the Kaisa and Senna.
Yeah, and as you can see, Talia can get that priority very early on in the lane with the E and Q. Can just keep pushing, but will run out of mana pretty soon if she keeps on spamming those skills. Talking about the junglers, mirror pathing right now. Talia will spot the Rengar out again, and she is going to invade. I don't think she should be doing that. Could end up burning a flash, and she does.
So yeah,
He's gonna die for his trouble.
Fighting off more than he can chew, decides to go inside the jungle of Radiance all by himself and ends up paying with his life. First blood goes to the Syndra, so if life was not already difficult for this Talia in the lane, and it just made worse, and he has only himself to blame for that.
Yeah, it's way too aggressive from the side of Talia. You spot the Rengars, that's good enough. You don't need to steal his chickens and uh, just be aggressive like that, and pays for it big time. Loses the flash as well, and Viking is having a great time. 6 CS up in the experience department, has the first blood to his name, and will probably save his TP as well and walk up into the mid lane. Let's see what he buys first. I'm expecting a Dark Seed, but he gets 2 Amp Tomes and a Pink Ward. Uses his TP, comes down into the mid lane to keep the priority. And it's going to be very difficult for Thorfinn now to sustain in this lane.
Yeah, like digging his own grave pretty much. So I think he will be looking to shove out these waves as soon as he can and try to go to this bot side or the top side to get a few kills or assists of himself. In the bot lane, standard stuff, a lot of poke will be happening, but it is the Zyra, surprisingly, who is missing half her HP bar. The Senna will keep Kai'Sa topped up real nice, but other than that, everything pretty standard. Both the ADCs on same amount of CS.
Yeah, and just speaking about the mid lane again, Thorfinn has just wasted like 15 seconds walking up towards the top lane, expecting a gank. Was going to recall, now he's going to walk up again into the mid lane. His wave is being frozen out by Viking, so it's a very difficult time for the Talia, and she needs a bit of help at least right now, because she doesn't have the flash as well. And if Insect decides to go mid, this could be a really rough game for the Talia already.
Dragoon will be keeping that one in mind, will want to roam around the mid lane trying to support his flashless carry right there. Both the junglers still pretty much farming. I mean, Insect did get a free kill, free assist there by Thorfinn, but other than that, both of these junglers highly dependent on their level 6 to start actually ganking. Now Dead Corporal actually goes really low. Good trading coming out by Auriga right there. So that's what Nocturne and Rengar would be trying to power farm their way to level 6.
Yeah, and as we spoke about in the Champ Select, 3 pushing lanes for the Rengar, and he's having a great time.
Set is actually making Dead Corporal run behind between his 2 turrets. Now Insect is right there.
Dragoon might have to burn his flash now.
On top of the Rengar, good knockback coming out from the side of Thorfinn, but Viking is here to provide support as well. Now let's see if the stun is back from cooldown. The teleport will be used by Dead Corporal to provide some support. Flash forward and the knock-up lands. Now let's see if the fear is there to secure the kill. And Dead Corporal has slain the Syndra now. Altar of Kings wants more. They are not stopping right there. Auriga does manage to get 1 kill back for himself, but then ends up paying with his life as well. Now Dead Corporal just not stopping, gets a triple kill on this for himself. So at the end of all of that, it's a 3-for-1 in favor of Altar of Kings.
Yeah, and a little bit overzealous there by the side of Radiance there. I'm not too sure if you needed to chase the Talia. Dead Corporal uses his TP, comes back, gets 2 kills, gets the level up. Uses his ultimate to finish off the Rengar as well, and then now it's looking really good in the top lane, because he was about to get solo killed. He was very lucky to survive against Auriga right there, as we saw. And again, fight in the top lane. I think Auriga might get a kill here.
Auriga does not have his flash available right there. Dead Corporal completely out of mana and down to quarter of his HP, but feeling confident to stay in lane. Now the knockback is available, the stun will connect. Dead Corporal going dangerously low, but all of this was a bait for Dragoon to come in, but not a lot happening right there. So Dead Corporal completes his plated steel caps, should be doing pretty well against this set in the lane right now, and I think options for him.
Yeah, and just standard trade going on. Insect will give up the Void Grubs and is going to clear out the bot side jungle from the side of Dragoon. And Dragoon is falling a bit behind, but he is level 6. But I'm not too sure. He is losing a lot of camps, but he's not falling behind at all. He is level 6 now. Set is going to check, and
Rengar uses his ultimate, try to run away, but the root connects with the jump and his ultimate. He manages to escape into the mid lane, but Dragoon is there to follow up with his ultimate. The fear is going to land. The auto attack will secure the kill. So nice catch right there by Altar of Kings onto the jungler of Radiant. But the fight has not ended yet. A good engage coming on to the ADC by the Ash arrow, but the follow up is not there.
Yeah, and a lot of trading and fighting going on. If we can get a replay of that, you will see the bot lane from the side of AOK spotted the Rengar doing the Raptors and decided to move first, and obviously they did. Nocturne uses his ultimate, finishes off Insect. Love to again.
Meanwhile, in the live replay, it was just the bot lane, the Ashe and the Zyra going up against 3 members of Order of Kings, trying to stop this dragon from happening, but they were not able to do so. They end up losing a kill as well as the dragon. So I think they should have just let that one go. Zyra was level 5 still, did not have the ultimate as well. There was no like avenue for them to try to contest that, and they end up paying for more than they could have gotten away with if they just left it alone.
Yeah, and these are just mistakes that are being punished from the side of AOK. Again, they were pretty aggressive themselves. Fight in the mid lane.
Thorfinn goes really low, but in the top lane we have a fight again. Dead Corporal blows the on horn. Orica going dangerously low. The ult will make sure he dies to the turret. A little bit flashy his death, but yeah, we saw the on after the triple kill. The Balm is Cinder. It's just so much armor. He's just not taking any damage from this set, and I think the lane's pretty much done for the set.
Yeah, and
Dragoon
style is art, almost killing Thorfinn there, but again, Syndra dies as well. This is not looking good from the side of Radiance, and Dragoon is going to
a little bit of showboating right there. I think he just baits out Insect with this mastery emote and dance spam. What is going on? Insect is like loses his mind after seeing that dance emote. Jumps up on the Nocturne, who was already 3-1 and 3, and ends up dying right there as well. So Insect not having a good time at all, going 0-3-2, and a bit of a jungle gap already forming. Dragoon on his comeback game, showing why he was so feared, and this old man has still got it.
His comeback game dances on the enemy body, triggers the enemy Rengar to jump onto him and kills him as well. What a comeback he's having, an Insect with all the priority and playing one of his favorite champions, just not looking good on that Rengar, playing so over aggressive all the time, and it keeps paying for the mistakes of himself and his teammates.
I mean, yeah, Insect will not be feeling happy about this. Definitely needs some sort of play to try to come back into this game, but already 0-3 on a Rengar, no items. It's looking rough for him out there. Meanwhile, Dragoon 4-1 and 300 gold bounty on his head, will go back and finish his item, and just smooth sailing for him. And another thing to keep in mind, a fed Nocturne is the ADC's worst nightmare.
Yeah, or the mid laners, because Syndra is a very immobile mage in the mid lane. Viking is piloting that champion, but he will have a lot of trouble navigating the team fights as well, because of how potent Nocturne is jumping into the backline. Again, the Ashe, the Syndra will have to be on their toes in all the team fights now, and this is just spelling a lot of trouble for the side of the Radiance. And Nocturne is going to ult. The arrow is coming into the mid lane. Let's see if that connects. So barely misses onto the Talia.
Yeah, the action is around the Void Grooves right now. The Rengar jumps in and ends up paying with his life again. So things are just not working out for Insect at all. Meanwhile, Dead Corporal and Orica going head to head there in the top lane as well. Orica actually taking down Dead Corporal to quite low HPs, but Suvo is there to provide the heal and the support, and Dead Corporal goes unstoppable on this on.
Yeah, and if we can get a replay of that as well, Talia wall cut out the whole team from the side of Radiance, and they could. And yeah, there you go. Just really unfortunate team fight coming out. But in the mid lane, there is a solo kill. Viking will kill Thorfinn 1v1, so maybe too little too late at this point, but he does get the solo kill to his name, and maybe something to build on right now. But although they are 5,000 gold behind.
I mean, a solo kill definitely will do good for his confidence. At least 5,000 gold behind at 13 minutes. You do not want to see that. The bot lane's going unnoticed there. Both of these lanes trying to just farm it out. The Kai'Sa surprisingly has built herself up a nice CS advantage, sitting on that 1 kill and assist as well. Suo with his ultimates and his presence getting 7 assists for his name. Now you see the power of this Fed Nocturne. Just one ultimate, both the summoner spells being used by
Is
the
that Ash arrow going? I'm not too sure where Love 2 had. I thought maybe he thought it was a hawk shot. I'm not too sure because.
Ooh, the root will actually connect onto the Zyra right there. No flash, no exhaust. That means that is one dead plant lady in the bot lane. The Kai'Sa will help herself with the kill. Now Dragoon and T-Berry are not done yet. Flash forward aggressively from the Kai'Sa will make sure to get herself another neat kill. Now Thorfinn is trying to kite away aggressively from this set. The Rengar here will get stunned up. A great knockback, but I think it's just a moment before he is able to jump on top of the Talia and finally bring himself onto the board.
Yeah, and Thorfinn not having the best of the game gets really low fighting Origa, and Insec is there to finish him off. Lands his E and W, the shove back, but well played by Insec to not, shorten up his ult, finishes off Thorfinn again, and they're just picking on Thorfinn at this point because I don't think they will be able to kill any other champion in the game at this point.
I mean, yeah, definitely. Just on 5-0 already at 14-15 minutes. He's having the time of his life. He's just gonna turn into this unstoppable splitting machine. I don't think, except Set, who is not fed, they have a lot of champions who can deal with this guy.
Yeah, I don't think so as well. Like it's especially when it comes to the team fights, it's going to be a really big worry. As we saw in the bot lane as well, the Nocturne decided to ult the Zyra, and Zyra had to burn her flash and exhaust both at the same time, and still ended up dying like 30-40 seconds later due to his own mistakes. But that's the sort of pressure that Nocturne is going to provide, especially when he finds himself so far ahead.
Now, 15 minutes into the game, looking at the items well, holding that thought. Zyra seems to be caught out yet again. The Ash arrow is nice, will buy some time, but there is just too much damage coming out. The Rengar is there, jumping onto Thorfinn, flash forward to secure the kill, but ends up trading his life for that kill as well. Dragoon is dominating as he takes down the Kitty Cat. Viking trying to take down the Senna, but they do not realize the amount of healing that this champion possesses in this patch. So, Reign of Terror trying to force things after their support died, and again advantageous result for Altar of Kings.
Yeah, and just looks like every fight that Altar of Kings take is going to result in them winning. Suo played very well there, dodge thieves, and Q does not die, has the Merc Shreds as well, so he is a bit tanky, and again Senna on this patch specifically. Just very strong with the 2.5 second root that
will be rooted up. Suvok was dangerously low. Love 2 will secure that kill. Rengar trying desperately to run away as fast as he can, but now Origa finds himself between two people. The true damage will connect, gets a massive shutdown onto the Nocturne. Not long after he goes down to the Kai'Sa. Kai'Sa gets a triple kill, now looking to get a quadra. I see a penta kill right there. I think they will be looking to give that one up. Dead Corporal trying his best to get as much CC as he can. T-Berry and Dead Corporal, the scoundrel, will actually steal it away. I'm pretty sure a lot of missing pings will be going on to his head.
Yeah, I think T-Berry could have gotten that penta if he had just decided to walk in front of the turret instead of going all the way behind it. Yeah, all the way around it. So that's a miss. And Dead Corporal again, I think he tanked a lot of turret shots there to give his AD carry the penta, but unfortunately due to the pathing coming out from T-Berry, he could not secure that. But again, a great fight. 4 kills going on to the Kai'Sa, 1 kill going on to Dead Corporal, 6-0 and nil. That's a very tanky on right now along with the Kai'Sa. So I think this game, it's looking like it's a wrap at 17 minutes, and it just depends on how cleanly AOK end this.
I mean, yeah, this is where they were struggling yesterday. Now Dragoon feels confident to actually go 1v1 against this set. The spell shield landing prematurely. I would expect it to block the W, but it does not matter as Dead Corporal is there to help himself to another kill. Has already completed the Masterwork Jack Show, and these Masterwork items are going to start rolling in anytime soon now.
Yeah, he is level 13, so he does upgrade his Jack Show and is going to provide that extra oomph to the items that have been already completed from the side of AOK. And they secured the Rift Herald as well. Again, on the top side, Set could not use his W because of the fear coming out from the side of Nocturne. In the bot lane, just getting that turret down, getting some gold through that bounty. You don't like to see that.
Rift Herald a little bit, but yeah, it's not gonna matter all that much. The turret had gone down anyway. Rift Herald should end up getting the charge onto the tier 3 turret. Regardless, Dragoon happy to clear vision around this dragon, which is about to spawn in 20 seconds. T-Berry ulting forward, Rengar surviving with a sliver of HP right there. So one more auto and he would have been done. So right now our Order of Kings should be looking to pressure both the lanes while Dragoon solos the dragon.
The poor guy does not even have a boot on the side of Rengar, and this is just going to keep happening. You know, Dragoon is so ahead. Is that a Zeke's conversions? I mean, I am not going to doubt this guy's build, but I don't think I have seen that on Nocturne.
Meanwhile, in the top lane, Altar of Kings having a lapse in concentration and ends up tanking 2 kills already. So Shutdown is going towards the way of RDT, Radiance, but I don't know if that's gonna help out in the grand scheme of things all that much.
Yeah, just a shutdown there, but again, AOK is just so far ahead, almost 10,000 gold ahead. Will get to the soul point as well. The Baron hasn't even spawned yet, so I think this is looking like the game's done. Again, speaking about the Rengar, he does not even have boots. I'm not too sure if that's the build that you go for, because has completed the last Whisper.
Living off scraps right now, taking as much as he can.
This is more like my solo queue Rengar, who did not get fed in the early game and decided that he was just going to get all the items, all the AD items that he could, and not focus on anything else, and he's going to pop his ult.
Let's see what he can do with that. I mean, while Rengar is trying to assassinate the enemy, Dragoon almost assassinates his mid lane, but Clickbait is there to secure the kill onto Rengar as well. T-Berry goes legendary. Now it's a massacre coming out from the side of AOK onto the Radiance. 3 kills without an answer, and there is no signs of AOK stopping right here.
Yeah, and I'm not too sure who Rengar ulted on there. Did just walk up to the brush, and I don't know, but the T-Berry on this guys are looking so good. Finishes off, cleans up the whole fight. Set will get that top turret, but again it's just too late, and AOK should reset here, go to that Baron, get it, and just end the game. And they have looked very, very dominant, just like yesterday's first game.
Yeah, definitely, and it is just a matter of time before AOK can close this one out. So let's hope this time it is cleaner than what they showed us last time. And I think Radiance just defeated mentally as well. I think the morale is down. They'll be looking to come back in the second game and try not to tilt off this first one.
Yeah, they will have to go back and reset, and then, you know, come back to the draft and see if that Rengar was really worth picking so early on when you could have just countered it again. Origa does not even get to use his shield, just ends up dying. Dragoon is so tanky on that Nocturne as well, has a lot of CDR because of the Zeke's convergence, the Frozen Heart as well, so that's a very, well, not a meta build, but he's making it work and has a lot of damage as well to finish off the targets that he decides to ult on.
He's just so far ahead of the curve. I don't think he needed another damage item. I mean, the guy is jumping 1v1 onto a set and doing well for himself. Now the Baron has been started. Ooh, great engage coming on right there by Dead Corporal. Gives the opportunity for the Kai'Sa to ult as well. Now kind of a Captain Jack cleanse coming on. Thorfinn feeling good about himself. Ash does not have his ult. Good dodge onto the knockback. Now Thorfinn going dangerously low. The Seraph's shield will buy himself some time. Now Love to played amazingly. Just kited away this Talia beautifully and gets a kill for himself and ends up surviving too. Zed managed to get a kill for himself as well, but Dragoon is right there to make sure nothing funny is happening while he was away, and will keep pressing the W key. They end up getting the level 3 turret as well. The Ashe is here doing as much damage as she can, but it just looks like she's healing Dead Corporal more than anything.
Yeah, and Ash is just so far behind, although he did end up killing Thorfinn, who does not look comfortable on this Talia pick. Is the only person to go 0-5, and okay, Insect does kill the Senna, but again, it's just it's too late now. It really does not matter. Although
Helping
Love to
himself
did
with the
really
kill.
well.
Yeah, Love
he
to
did.
Microplay there was really amazing.
Yeah, exactly. The side steps, the spacing was pretty
Well,
clean.
a dead Zyra.
A dead Zyra, yeah.
And
Yeah, that has been
Dragoon,
the story of the game so far. Dragoon coming in.
absolutely, yeah, running,
Coming in, and I think he's going to get the MVP of the game as well, right? 11-2 and 12. He has been ever present in this game.
Origa feeling himself and trying to 1v2 the bot lane. He did end up killing the mid laner, but T-Berry is just so far ahead. He helps himself to his 12th kill of the game. And I think AOK are just having fun right now. There is no just clear plan. They're just doing whatever they want, and just because they're so far ahead, it does not matter.
Yeah, and I think both the teams know that game, this game was over 10 minutes ago, so it just depends on how long these guys take to end it. They are having fun. Dragoon just died there trying to hit the turret and take it out for no reason at all. Could have helped this Kaisa who was fighting Origa in the backline. So let's hope that the overconfidence does not mean that they end up throwing the game, although this does look like it's not possible.
It's
They'll
gonna
get the
take
scroll
a
as well.
lot more than this for them to throw this one away. End up gonna take the soul as well. Ocean Soul, quite handy to have, and I think this is where they just march down the mid lane after their resets and take this game one.
Yeah, this one's over, guys. It's a wrap. GG. Let's go to the next one. They don't. RDT does not even have the tools to come back into this game. So
I mean, not like
really
they
well
have
played.
a high scaling champion or anything that they can rely
Yeah,
on.
exactly. So really well played from the side of AOK. Did really well in the team fights. Punished the over aggressiveness coming out from the Rengar. Secured the objectives. Only lost the 2 turrets but got everything else, and this was a very dominant victory. And TOK will be watching this game very closely, and AOK is performing really well. So
I mean,
again, the knock
Thorfinn
and come
still
from
trying to join in on the fun, but just not looking comfortable at all on this Talia pick. Can he get a kill before the game ends? Let's see. This might be his only chance to get himself on the board. Dragoon ends up going down, but the on horn and the Kaiser damage coming out just so massive. We see the Syndra actually leaving the game as well. So definitely morale not looking good from the side of Radiance. The Senna will make sure all the champions are nice and full HP for the final screen as the Nexus goes down for game 1 of this lower bracket finals. Altar of Kings 1-0 up against Radiance.
Yeah, and a very dominating performance coming out from AOK, looking like themselves coming into this best of 3 in the lower bracket final. And congratulations to them, only one game away from securing their spot in the grand finals. And Radiance have to go back to the drawing board. You know, look at those picks. The Rengar for me did not work at all. So maybe pick up something else that is going to provide a more utility or more value to the team comp. They did secure first blood, and the Syndra was having a good time in the mid lane. So maybe play around Zion more and not to be so selfish that you keep invading but you keep getting caught and dying, and in return just the laners fall behind because they have to follow up. So a lot to discuss for them after this game, and for AOK I think this was pretty smooth sailing.
Yeah, comeback game for Dragoon. Absolute jungle cap coming in. Like, it did not even look close. It did not even look like the Rengar ever was in the game. Had no sort of pressure whatsoever. Was not providing any impact for his team. Just suffering in this game one. So let's hope Insect can bring it back in the next one, and let's see what Dragoon has in store next time around as well. You would expect when these players come back they would be put on Sejuani duty or something, but no, this guy just picks up the Nocturne and clean wipes the enemy competition, and for me he was the MVP of this game.
Yeah, for sure he was the MVP. I don't think there is any doubt about that. Had the most KP, a lot of presence, built the right items, just kept on jumping to the back line, killing the Syndra, Zyra, Ashe, whoever he touched. So pretty masterful performance coming out from him on his comeback, and it does not look like he left at all. In fact, the team looks better with him, honestly. So let's see if we can carry that on into the second game as well.
Definitely, I think the only saving grace or only positive point that Radiance had was the mid lane. Thorfinn was struggling quite a bit even till the end of the game, did not manage to get even a single kill, even his team had like 40 or something kills. So I think Radiance will be keeping that one in mind and maybe try to target Thorfinn in the mid lane.
Yeah, just play around Zion more. Again, going into the match summary, you can see the goal difference, almost 15,000 goal difference at 26 minutes. 38 kills to 15, 11 turrets to 2, 4 dragons to 0. Got all of the Void Grubs as well, even the Rift Herald Baron. So this was not close. The only turrets that Radiance got was when AOK was taking the inhibitor turret from the opposite side and the inhibitors as well. So a really rough game for Radiance, and they have to just catch themselves again and try to come back into the series in the second game.
And definitely you would expect these finals to be a lot more closer because of the quality of the teams are increasing, but Radiance just not looking on par with Altar of Kings at any step whatsoever. So let's just hope this was a one-off thing and they can brush up their game and be strong in the next one. So let's see what the production feels the MVP should go to, and it has been given to T-Berry. I mean, he did well for himself. He had the disadvantageous lane, believe it or not, against the Ashe and the Zyra. Just so much poke coming out, so hard for the low range ADC in Kai'Sa to farm. But with the help of Suva, Senna was sustaining properly and ended the game with 14-1-7. Almost got the pentakill there as well. Would have been the first pentakill of the tournament, but Dead Corporal had other plans.
Yeah, and T-Berry was really good on this guy, so make no mistake about it. He was jumping into the backline, finishing off the kills, almost got the penta as well, but I mean, Nocturne did so much more, so I think this might be a slight miss, although Kai'Sa, T-Berry did perform really well, but for me at least, it has to be Dragoon. Come on now.
Yeah, man's coming back from a mini retirement and just dominates the scene like he had never left. So I mean, it's not a one-off thing for him. Let's see, he has another game and hopefully another series in the grand finals lined up for him if Radiance are not able to take this one back. So that was game 1 of this best of 3 series. We will be back shortly for the second game of the tournament.
Yeah, I was undercover, wrote me off like the others, but I had secrets inside. You didn't pay attention, like an experiment. No, you're gonna pay for your crimes. I'll change your perspective, I'll teach you a lesson. Look at me now. Oh, look at me now. Try to take me down. Lost but now I'm found. Used to be the victim in the dead of night, but I can be a villain in the moonlight. Look at me now. In the moonlight. I'll make it my mission. Oh yeah, I'll have you wishing you could go back in time to never test my limits.
So welcome back to Crucial by Micron presents TEC Community Cup August Open powered by Zotac in partnership with Riot Games. We are dealing with the lower bracket finals, best of 3 series. The first game comfortably taken by Altar of Kings against the Radiance. And Kaka, what do you think the team camps will be feeling after that one?
AOK will be feeling really comfortable because they had such a dominant game one. But on the flip side, the Radiance will be somewhat worried because they picked a lot of champions, a lot of comfortable champions, had 3 pushing lanes, had a good early game as well. Well, good start to the game, I would like to say, but just could not capitalize on it. So Radiance had, they must have discussed their pick and bans especially and how to approach this game. And would be looking to change a bit, but on the side of AOK, I don't think there's much to change there. Probably change the mid lane pick for a more comfortable game,
Yeah.
but again, like 28 minutes, 24 minutes, the game looked pretty done as well. So a lot to think about for Radiance, but AOK will be just very comfortable.
Definitely do not try to fix what is not broken, and except the mid lane, nothing seemed to be broken from the side of Altar of Kings. Maybe give Thorfinn his comfort pick, and you can end up with 3 winning lanes and the winning jungle as well. But Radiance, this is the opportunity that they have to at least get into the grand finals. They will have to climb a mountain now, have to win 2 games in a row to get the reverse sweep against Altar of Kings, who will be thinking about that revenge matchup in the grand finals against Temple of Kings. We did see them come close yesterday after taking the first game, so they will be itching to get another shot at the Kings on top.
Yeah, and just like yesterday, AOK find themselves 1 game ahead in the best of 3 series, so they would be hoping it's not a repeat from last night. Jumping into the pick ban, same side for both the teams. Radiance will pick up that red side again, Altar of Kings on the blue side. Bans, not much has changed as of now. Lissandra, Draven and Xin all 3 banned. So let's see where the adaptation comes from for the sides of Radiance.
Again, banning out these AD sort of mid laners that Thorfinn is known to play. They did end up putting Thorfinn on an uncomfortable pick with their draft last time around, but it's where the other side of the map where everything collapsed. So let's see how they can cope up with that. Altar of Kings looking to pick their jungler. Echo should be the jungle. They're just swapping around all the champions that they can see. So
Yeah, I think this could be the Kai'Sa pick yet again. Yeah, why fix something that's not broken? Kai'Sa again, as we emphasized in the last game, can go to the jungle, although I don't think that's going to happen, just going by how the last game went. So the really strong pick, really comfortable pick for the team as well, and T-Berry performed very well on that champion in the last game. On the flip side, Radiance hovering over that Jhin, did hover the Senna as well. The Jhin will get locked in, and let's see if Insect decides to lock in the Rengar yet again. That's a Gwen blind pick.
So Gwen should be in the top lane. They blind picked that one, so Dead Corporal has all the comfort in the world to pick a comfort matchup and go up against this Gwen. We are looking at a Nocturne hover yet again, so Dragoon feeling confident and trying to replicate his MVP performance from game 1.
Yeah, again, like AOK not giving too much away. Do pick up the Nocturne again in the jungle. That Gwen count, I'm not too sure why you would first pick a Gwen when you have the counter pick for yourself. Seraphine getting hovered from the side of Altar of Kings, but Rel looks like Rel will see some action in this game. Again, Suvo did really well on that Rel yesterday night, so he is very comfortable on that champion. Getting those 3-4 man Magnet Storm was really beautiful to watch.
And as you mentioned, I don't see why they would pick their solo lane in the first phase of the draft. They could have easily just picked their jungler and the support. So giving a lot of emphasis onto the mid lane and the jungle pick for Insect. Let's see if Insect can bring it back, has the pick advantage there for him as well. So definitely we'll try to turn things around from the horrible first game that he had. Going to the second phase of the bans, Nafiri taken away again, so high focus onto Thorfinn yet again.
Yeah, and Victor gets banned from the side of Altar of Kings again. Nafiri does see the ban phase, so does the Nasus, just like last time. The bans have not changed at all for both the sides. Okay, there is a Cassiopeia ban. Speaking of the Gwen pick, do you think that could be going into the jungle as well? Because Gwen jungle was a thing like a few patches before, but I'm not too sure. I'm not too sold on that, but it could be jungle because I don't see any other reason for the Gwen pick to come out so early.
I mean, it appears to be that way, so nice catch there on being picked up for the side of Radiance this time around. So Insect going on this niche pick, going onto this jungle Gwen, hoping to get a better performance from last time. Now seeing on Dead Corporal is hovering that Camille, will try to push away the on and get a favorable matchup there. The Galio ends up getting lost. Now Galio can go mid or top as well.
Yeah, I was just going to say if the Camille gets picked, the Galio would be a really good pick in the mid lane, and they have decided to go for the Galio, so expect the Camille to follow as well. Camille's ultimate synergizes really well with the Nocturne and Galio as well. You could even throw in a GP there if they wanted to. So let's see if that happens, but the Vayne gets logged in against the On, and this Vayne from coming out from Dead Corporal, we talked about it yesterday as well, it was getting banned. He's very strong on that champion, he's very comfortable as well.
I mean, Dead Corporal had enough of tank duty in one game. Is like, give me back my carry champions. We did see Dead Corporal absolutely giving Temple of Kings a horrible time on his Vayne. Almost solo carried an entire game. 1v9 on the back of this Vayne. He will be going up against the On, which should be a pretty fine matchup for the Vayne right there. And I'm expecting Dead Corporal to do great things this time around.
Yeah, and Silas coming out as the last pick from the side of Radiance. The matchup is not as great in the mid lane, but the ultimate is just it's such a good ultimate to steal, right? So a good pick coming out. The pick and ban phase is over, and I think still Altar of Kings have done really well for themselves to get so much CC and so much damage into the team comp. And on the other side, Radiance coming out with the Gwen jungle, which I don't think I have seen in this tournament or the last one so far. Paired up with the On, the Silas, the Jhin, and Alistair.
I mean, I would say pretty solid team compositions coming around for both the sides. Now, Silas, a really great pick there as well, has the amazing ultimates in the Nocturne, Galio, and the Rel to steal for himself, and really good engage provided by the On as well as the Alistar and the Silas if he steals away Sugo's ultimate. From the side of Altar of Kings, really solid engage as well. The Nocturne can just ult onto a carry, and the Galio can follow it up with the ult of his own. So I think draft-wise, both the teams doing really well, but Altar of Kings just having far more damage on their side compared to Radiance.
Yeah, a lot more damage and utility as well. They have a lot of CC, especially with the Rel. Again, we have talked enough about this, but the Rel can be such a menace in team fights along with the Galio. Same for Radiance. On is really great in the team fights as well, but the Jhin might lack damage going into the late game. So let's see how this one unfolds.
I mean, Jhin, if it goes very late on, he will be sitting on that 100% AD with ridiculous 100% crit chance with ridiculous amounts of AD like 650, 700 AD. He will absolutely one-shot this Vayne, Kaisa as well as the Nocturne for all it's worth. But it's gonna be hard for him to play relatively. I mean, does not have dashes, is very quick, but the Nocturne will be keeping his eyes on him now. A lot of pressure is on that Alistar to provide that peel for his carry and make sure Jhin gets to auto attack 4 times and deal as much damage as he can.
Yeah, and for Radiance, the plan should be to just come out and shut the Vayne down. Again, beautiful game one from Dead Corporal, was playing that on and still had like 7-8 kills, was 7-0 or something at one point in the game. So
I mean, yeah, Radiance have themselves to blame for that. It all started when the set tried to dive Dead Corporal between 2 turrets without any vision in the blue side of his jungle, and the entire side of Altar of Things just collapsed on them, and that's where the On got the triple kill. And if you give a player like Dead Corporal such a big lead such early on in the game, you very well know he's not going to throw that away, and he's only going to capitalize on that. So if you do anything remotely similar to that when he's on the Vayne, it's just gonna be a very quick 2-0, I feel.
yeah, and Origa was somewhat unlucky that he could not finish off the kill on Dead Corporal in that previous game, and then it just snowballed out of control. But let's hope that Radiance have done their reset and their research again in the second game, and Insect can show us why this Gwen pick is justified in the jungle.
So a lot of pressure onto Insect as well. Did pick up his Rengar and did not work out for him. Now goes for a non-off meta pick almost onto this Gwen, and let's see if this time around he can show up big time. And again against Dragoon, who had a statement performance in his returning game, and Dragoon will. He just looked so comfortable. He had no nerves, and he was like, I'm in my element, just having fun, spamming emotes and mastery icons. So it's just nice to see that he's not feeling any sort of pressure, and the side of Altar of Kings almost looked like they were just playing around at the end. So the morals are high in that camp, and they'll be looking to close this one out cleanly as well and just start preparing for tomorrow.
Yeah, not just in the end, in between the game as well, when Nocturne was dancing on the dead bodies of Radiance, and Rengar decided to, seek revenge and ended up dying as well. We will be jumping into the game right now, so let's see if there are any level 1 shenanigans coming out. I'm expecting no funny business going around, pretty standard stuff, just ward around, see where the junglers are starting. Onto the game 2.
So this time Altar of Kings do bring their support as well to get deep vision. Dead Corporal will find Origa and will chunk him nicely to take half his HP bar away, and Origa will be forced to recall right now and walk back up, so it's still pretty early on and he can come back in time with the minions. Looking at the vision, there is a blue ward in the tri-brush on the top side, and the rest of the wards seem to be cleared away.
Yeah, and that trade that we just saw in the top lane, that's just the preview of how laning phase will go for Origa, who has gotten himself the Unsealed Spellbook. So let's see what he is cooking with that. Very interesting. We'll be switching over to the Heal and Barrier.
Yeah, that rune in a very, very long
Yeah,
time.
it's been a while, yeah.
So standard stuff going around in the bot lane and the mid lane. We would expect that the side of Rel and Kaisa should be having that push advantage because of the AoE Q. And level 2 definitely dangerous against the Rel, has the strong engage available. So let's see if they can keep that one in mind.
Yeah, and again, mirror pathing going on for Insect and Dragoon. Both Dragoon has picked up the Ghost in this game. Was running Flash in the last one, so that there is a little bit of change. Not sure why, because I don't understand this matchup anyway. So there must be some reason he's running that.
I mean, yeah, Nocturne
Yeah.
was his most played champion in solo queue. Like, I did some research. Dragoon playing on Vietnam server got to Masters rank right there, playing mainly the Nocturne and the Sejuani, so he knows the ins and outs of that champion, and we saw him carry the game last time around. Let's see what he has in store this time.
Yeah, and Flash getting burned by a Viking, I think he was a little bit too aggressive there. Galio versus Silas early game is not at all favored for the Silas. Once you get those points on Kingslayer, that's when you can trade efficiently with the Galio. So loses his Flash, and let's see if Nocturne decides to pay a visit into the mid lane.
And again, if not a lot is going on in the lanes, I think Dragoon will be happy to just power farm his way till level 6. Small engage coming on to the Kaisa by this Alistar, but nothing more gonna come out of it. Thorfinn now trading aggressively with Viking in the mid lane. Insect is right here to provide some support, but Dragoon is there with the counter gang. The Fear will connect, the red buff doing damage as much as he can, but Dragoon not deciding to back off there at all. Thorfinn and him were not on the same page right there, so those would be the first kills of the game. 2 for 1 in favor of Radiant.
Yeah, a little bit aggressive from Dragoon. That's not like him. Underestimates the damage coming out from Silas and Gwen both, and ends up dying for it. Silas gets the first blood. Gwen gets the first blood. Silas picks off the second kill and has the double buffs to his name. Is going to TP into the mid lane, and he's gonna be having a better laning phase than expected because of how early he had to burn his Flash.
Definitely. So the mid laner and the jungler not on the same page. It almost felt like Thorfinn wanted to back away, but Dragoon just did not want to stop. He felt like they had the damage as a collective unit to take down both of the members of Radiance, but slight miscommunication costing them 1 kill.
Yeah, but they are looking to pay the visit again into the mid lane. Nocturne is hovering around the mid side. Silas still does not have the Flash, is playing pretty safe, so he is going to dodge that gank. In the top lane, as expected, Vayne is going to wreak havoc against any melee champion, and it's one of those really annoying matchups as well. Whenever you see a Vayne in the top lane, it's just like you don't really want to play the game as well. So it's a very irritating matchup, and as you can see, yeah, it's very painful.
Yeah. So every time Auriga comes up to last hit a minion, he's just gonna be auto attack 3 times in the face, and slowly but surely this Vayne is gonna build up a huge CS advantage onto this on.
No, he already is. He is almost 20 CS ahead already at 5 minutes, so he already has gotten himself a lead. While that was happening, there is a pink ward on the blue buff of Radiance. I'm not sure who plays that, I missed it, but that's providing a lot of value in tracking the Gwen and her whereabouts.
Ooh, if that stun connected, I think that was a kill angle right there, missing by just a few inches. So game has gotten down slow a little bit, but the dragon has been started right now by Radiance, and Gwen is taking that solo and should go pretty unanswered.
Yeah, has a lot of priority as well. Nocturne is pathing towards the Void Grubs, so it could be a trade unless Insect decides to contest those Void Grubs, but a good pickup from the side of Radiance and realizing where their priority is right now.
So the Infernal Dragon going towards the side of Altar of King Radiance at 6 minutes. Dragoon will reply with taking the 3 Void Grubs for his team.
Uh, yeah, and Insect picks up the Sorceress shoes as well, along with the recurve bow. And I was expecting him to complete the Nashers first, but because last game he didn't pick up the boots at all till like 30 minutes, and now he already has completed boots.
Origa feeling comfortable with his engage, forcing Dead Corporal to flash away. I mean, Dead Corporal did not have any vision, so he might have expected Insect to be around somewhere. So just playing it safe and burning his flash to make sure that he doesn't give away a kill.
Yeah, playing very respectfully that Corporal. It's the right thing to do. Just burn the flash and not die, because if the on gets the kill, he can come
Flash
back into
forward
the game. Flash in the
combo
mid
will
lane.
connect onto the Galio in the mid lane, but Dragoon is here with his ultimate for the counter gang. Silas just barely escaping with a sliver of HP. Insect is right here to provide some support there as well. At the end of all of that, there won't be any members falling down.
Yes, a fight breaks out in the mid lane. Surprisingly, no one dies, but I think this is favorable for the side of Radiance because they have burned the Galio ult and the Nocturne ult, and you always feel bad as a Nocturne if you don't get the kill with your first ultimate. And in the bot lane, Clickbait might get
There
caught
was
here.
an angle for Suvo to go in, but the jungle and the support for Radiance arrived just in time. Now curtain calls will connect on to the Kaisa. Kaisa actually going forward. Beautiful play coming out by T-Berry to at least make it even, get a 1-for-1 in the top side. Orica being forced to flash away from this Vayne as well. So this on is just struggling as you would expect. Only 36 CS at 8.5 minutes. And in the bot side, good play coming out by T-Berry right there to get a kill for himself at least.
Yeah, the curtains come down and they do get the kill on to Clickbait there, but T-Berry with his solid mechanics goes in, finishes off the kill on onto the Gwen, flashes out very conveniently. And in the top side, we saw the trade and we saw the spellbook usage as well, because Origa had exhausted Dead Corporal to save his life, and again, he is so far behind. It is going to be painful for him. Roam into the mid lane by Clickbait, burns the enemy Silas's flash, and again Viking finds himself without flash in this very annoying lane.
Definitely, and looking at the lane stages at 10 minutes, Vayne just miles ahead of this on, and this time around Insect having a better game compared to the last one. Dragoon not really getting himself on the board yet. In the mid lane, I think Thorfinn and Viking going on head to head pretty even, 1 kill and even CS to each other. Bot side pretty much even as well, although Kaisa is ahead in gold because of that kill and the CS advantage. And I think we will be waiting for the next dragon to spawn before any action.
Yeah, and in the mid lane, Silas, I thought he was going to make the Hextech Toto build, but it looks like he is pivoting towards the Lich Bane, which is a great item, but I think Proto build is just it just provides more value, the extra dash as well, the cooldown reduction. So let's see what he does decide to make. Again, normal, pretty standard stuff going on now. No objectives are up, and Dragoon is securing vision into the top side for the grubs that are coming up pretty soon.
Solid trading coming on in the mid lane, but Thorfinn overextends. Dragoon is here to follow up with his ultimate, but wherever the Gwen is going, the Alistar is making sure he follows up. The Galio ultimate buying some time, but not long before Dragoon goes down again to the combo of the jungle and support from the side of Radiance.
Yeah, and we have seen this picture before. Exactly same thing happened, but this time the Gwen and Alistair have a lot of CC and a lot of damage to secure that kill onto Dragoon, and they will get the Void Grubs for all their trouble.
Yeah, getting the inside route on the grubs there as well, so make sure that Ultra Pings do not get more than the 3 that they already have. Will pick up 3 of their own. So Radiant's already having a great showing compared to previous game.
Yeah, better game 2 coming out, but they are trading objectives left and right for the kills that they're getting. Dragoon will start off that dragon as soon as he spawns, and this is just a trade again. So 3 Void Grubs onto each side and a dragon each as well. Pings on to the mid lane again. Top is just painful to watch for Origa. And let's see if he
The on-horn
decides to get a
has been
solo.
blown, but the condemn will make sure the on does not follow up onto that. So a long cooldown traded for pretty much nothing in the top side. But the CS numbers are just so painful to watch.
Yeah, and that's just how this matchup goes. Unfortunately, the on will get stronger when it comes to the team fights, but in isolation, I don't think there's much that he can do. Is going towards that Warmogs. Will have it completed soon. So a lot of sustain in the lane, much needed sustain that he needs in the lane to survive.
I mean, yeah, stacking HP pretty much your best bet against the true damage of the Vayne, and with the Warmogs you can just trade and heal back up to full. So he'll be desperate to get to that mark as soon as possible and try to help out his team in objective.
Yeah, and Silas does pick the Hextech Proto build, so I'm pretty happy to see that. In the mid lane, though, Galio, the first item will always be the tanky one. Has the Spectre's Scowl, has the Balmy Cinder and Mercury Tread, so he is very tanky already. And yeah, in the jungle as well, items coming out. Nashor's Tooth completed for the Gwen, and in the top side again, this is so painful.
Just getting zoned away from the CS, not getting XP as well. You see 1300 gold lead for the Vayne on the top side already. Thorfinn finding himself between three people of Radiance right there. Taunt will connect. Dragon is here yet again to provide some support, but again it's a 2v4. Now Suvo comes into the fray, but it is very little, very late. Teleport from the Vayne. Is there great engage coming on by Suvo? Yet again we saw him do this yesterday all game. Catches out three members of Radiance into the Magnet Storm and makes sure his ADC cleans up later. So Suvo coming up clutch to save what looked like a terrible team fight.
It looked like a terrible team fight, but Suvo comes in, gets the stun and the knock up, and the ultimate onto 4 people. In fact, if we can get a replay of that, the team fight was essentially done there. If you provide so much CC in a single team fight, then you can expect your team to clean up. Here again, Thorfinn gets caught out. Dragoon has to pay for his mistakes, but just a slight overextension and Clickbait finds them all. Just look at that 4-man Magnet Storm, and the TP from Dead Corporal comes in and they just finish up the kills. This is looking bad now for Radiance, for all the good efforts that they had in this game.
I mean, definitely all it took was one team fight and the game has been flipped. Radiance were doing pretty well in the early game, creating objectives, and were ahead in gold as well, but it's just all Altar of Kings now.
Yes, and if that team fight had gone any other way for the side of Radiance, I would have liked to speak about how Galio is supposed to ult the Nocturne and not the other way around, but just because he keeps on getting caught, the Nocturne has to burn his ultimate to try to defend the Galio, but again, Suvo just being the savior that he is. And look at Dead Corporal, he's just coming around the turret to punish this Vayne. Casually dodges the ultimate as well.
Yeah, the Gwen is here for support, but Clickbait is here to save the day. Now the cavalry arrives, Dragoon and the Galio, the taunt will connect. Clean 2-0. No, they will be looking to go on to this Alistar and make sure he does not walk away with his life. The ult is gonna buy himself a lot of time. Meanwhile, 3 screens away, we do see the same Jin gets taunted up, double kill, so another 4 kills being picked up by the side of AOK, and the snowball has begun.
Yeah, in a very poor team fight from the side of Radiance. I'm not too sure if they needed to fight that once the On missed his ultimate, and the cavalry arrived just in time. You see how the global ultimates work. Nocturne is there to provide support. Again, Suvo, right place, right time, gets the 2-man Magnet Storm, CCs them forever, and just turns around the team fight for his team. And 4-for-1 exchange. The only kill that went to the side of Radiance was onto the Alistair, the shutdown of Vayne, so that did not provide like a huge value as well. So
I mean, it's like that is just worth for Altar of Kings. If the Vayne was gonna die, who other than the Alistar at least?
exactly. So yeah, Altar of Kings looking good again in the second game. Although Radiance did start this game pretty well as well.
So again, after 18 minutes, sorry, Altar of Kings find themselves 3000 gold ahead and taking turrets left and right. Now Thorfinn might be caught out right here. Viking is there, but I don't know if he has the damage to take down this Galio. So we'll end up just backing away.
Yeah, definitely does not have the damage to kill this Galio right now. Or even when it comes to the late game, I don't think he will be strong enough to kill the Galio in the 1v1. AOK pushing their advantage. Rel does get caught.
Yeah, the chains do miss, but I don't think even if they caught him, that would have ended up in a kill. T-Berry getting exhausted, forced to flash away, and a Galio ultimate will arrive to find some respite right there. A great taunt onto 4 members now. T-Berry is left unchecked on the top side of the map, doing so much damage. Dead Corporal is here as well, but it is not looking good for Altar of Kings, already losing 3 members now. It's just Dead Corporal and T-Berry against the world. T-Berry kiting his life away, trying to run away as fast as he can. The chains will miss again, but here is the Alistar said enough is enough combos. The Kaisa down, and they end up getting his shutdown as well.
Yeah, and these are the sort of mistakes that AOK made yesterday as well, just trying to push their advantage too hard and just keep getting caught again and again. And this time around, Silas steals the Magnet Storm, if we can get a replay of that as well. Lands it onto Galio, the Rel, disables them from doing anything in the team fight. The Jhin gets the cleanup, gets 2 kills, and we are fighting again. So just look here. That's a 4v1 onto Thorfinn. Jhin does get caught onto the side, but they do pretty well to shut down the Nocturne. Uses Curtain's Call, burns a lot of flashes as well. T-Berry lost his flash, and
now Dead Corporal being forced to flash away, but the Silas using his flash to follow up will take down the Vayne. And it just looks like Altar of Kings losing little bit of their focus, and they have leaked a lot of kills. That means Radiance have caught up on that gold lead pretty much.
yeah, and exactly like AOK was 6,000 gold ahead not even 2 minutes ago, and now you see the gold graph. This is very close. It's a very close game now. Look, just looking at the gold difference, On can survive being behind 1 or 2,000 gold because of the items that are going to come in. But you look at the jungle and mid, Insect and Viking are performing in this one. The 1,000 gold lead for the Silas, 1,100 gold lead for Insect in the jungle. And in the previous team fight as well, I think Stylus Art performed really well, got multiple knockups as well, and caught T-Berry, who was trying to displace mechanics again, run out. So the Radiants do find themselves back into the game.
Oh, but Insect seems to be caught out trying to get the crab for himself. Dragoon will just use his ultimate, finding the Gwen alone in the jungle, and they end up getting that kill as well. Now 35-second death timer onto Gwen as soon. I mean, the Baron is spawning real soon as well. So I think that this is an opportunity for Altar of Kings to cook something up.
Yeah, and I'm not sure what he's trying to do there, being so low. Trying to get that scuttle crab. I think you can just leave that instead of dying. So the
I mean, especially against
poor decision making there. Yeah, exactly. Especially against a Nocturne that can fly around halfway across the map and finish off the kill. So that's a very poor death to give. Is very close to completing his Rift Maker as well, the Gwen. So he is going to be very strong. Just farm up those items and try not to fight as much.
Thorfinn and Origa will be trading blows, but both of these champions, I don't think any of them are dying when they fight 1v1 against each other. So they'll be happily kept on the side lanes for the split push duty. Both of them have the teleports available. Well, Auriger's shortly. The chains actually do connect onto the invisible vein right there. Viking doing a lot of damage now, but with the move speed of the ultimate vein should be able to catch up, but he ends up not chasing into the bush without vision. So I mean, you see right there, Silas is actually giving some trouble to the vein.
Yeah, and the proto build coming in clutch as well. With the right ultimate, I think the Silas can 1v1 the Vayne if he manages to land his abscond onto the Vayne. So he is someone that can match the Vayne right now. But if the game keeps on going late, that Vayne is going to be untouchable. We'll get the Wit's End as well pretty soon, I'm sure, against the Gwen and Silas, and then it's just a wrap because you can't match the Vayne. They do start the Baron, however, they will go back, and the Dragon is coming up pretty soon. So
I mean,
let's see how the teams.
If they do ever decide to start the Baron, I think the Baron is just gonna melt away in seconds with the damage coming out from the Kai'Sa, Vayne, and the Nocturne. So Radiants need to keep that one in mind and should always be having vision and be near the Baron, because Altar of Kings can take the Baron really quick. Now Thorfinn has teleported in the top side. Maybe they are trying to force a fight so that they can start the Baron. Now with all 5 members near this Baron pit, they should be looking to start it to bait a fight at least.
Yeah, and Thorfinn just wasted his teleport there. Is getting caught, uses the flash as well. The really poor pathing coming out from Thorfinn. He has not looked as crisp as he usually does, and these mistakes could be costly. Let's see what happens there.
Will not have
takes a
flash
lot of
available.
damage as well.
Now Dragoon uses his ultimate. What's going on here? Maybe just to deny vision, make sure that they secure this dragon. So acceptable to do that. They take the second dragon, beg your pardon, for themselves.
No, it is the third drag. They are on soul point now. Viking gets caught and he might end up dying here. Does not have the flash as well. Has no idea where the people are on the map.
Gwen is looking to follow up and do a lot more damage, and Thorfinn will use his ultimate to buy some more time. The Rel is here to provide all the CC in the world, but the cavalry has arrived. T-Berry with his Kai'Sa, 2 kills already. Now their sights have set on this Auriga trying to flee away. Thorfinn will get the taunt up pretty soon, but it is not required as it's 4-0 for the side of Altar of Kings, and this Baron will go down.
Yeah, and really unfortunate for Viking to get caught there. Blows up the whole game right there. Gets caught 4-0, and just a very easy Baron for the side of AOK. And they were providing some opportunities to Radiants to come back. However, they have secured the Baron for themselves, and this is going to be really hard for the side of Radiants to hold up against, because they do not have a lot of wave clear. If we can just look at the team fight again, you will see the Viking gets caught. The Rel goes in, followed up by T-Berry, and they just finish off all the kills.
So definitely now let's see what Altar of Kings can do with this Baron power play. They have their sights set up on the mid lane tier 2. All the tier 1s have gone, so they don't have any dragons or any other objectives. They should begin their siege.
Yeah, and just look at the items as well coming out from Kai'Sa. Has the Terminus, has the Gwynsu's Rage Blade completed as well. So he is looking really strong. And in the team fights, I don't think there are many ways to stop this Kai'Sa unless you can land the Alistair knock-up headbutt combo and just one-shot him. But that looks very unlikely, the way how he's positioning himself and playing. Engage onto the mid lane, I don't think that's going to do much. Alistair burns off his ultimate, still ends up dying. So that's just the state of game right now. Gwen gets caught again, and I think we are looking at the end of the game and eventually the series.
So getting a good few picks right there, making sure that nothing funny happens. The Alistair just melted away like he was a squishy, but now Order of Kings knocking on the base of Radiance. So that is a Silas ultimate which he will be using to re-engage. A good massive
beautiful
knock-up
knock-up.
onto 3 people, but there is no follow-up. It will be Dead Corporal who is full HP and left unchecked, trying to kite and do as much damage as he can. Stylist Art finding himself between 5 members of Altar of Kings and will end up going down again.
Yeah, the huge knock-up coming in from the side of Origa, but they lack damage at this point of the game. The Galio is so tanky, the Rel is so tanky, even the Nocturne has built Wits End, and again Gwen just dies. 8 deaths, that is really unfortunate and really unacceptable as well. Kaisa does get shut
Actually
down.
now Jin ends up getting 3
Enough to
kills,
get the
2
triple.
massive shutdowns as well. Is this too little too late? I mean, the goal lead is only 5,000 at 26 minutes. I mean, I say only as their base is in shambles. The Alice are trying to fend away this super minions with all his might. I mean, Jin did get a healthy inflow of cash right there, but let's see if that is gonna help him do anything.
Yeah, the Jin and Silas are both looking very strong. The Silas will pick up his death cap pretty soon. The Jin has already picked up the Lord Dominic's regard, so he is pretty strong, has farmed well. He has done well in the farming section as well, just because of how explosive the game has been so far. Gets a triple kill, gets his item, and he is very strong now. Let's see if they can play around the Jin and protect him from the Nocturne and Galio combo. If he survives, then great. Even Insect needs to get the Zonia as well because of how much he has been dying in this game. 8 deaths most in the game. So he has to play a little bit careful, just not be super aggressive. Yeah, Soul is going to come up, and we could see another fight potentially coming around here.
So Soul immediately being started on spawn by side of Order of Kings. Nocturne ultimate is used to deny vision to make sure they have enough time to get the Soul. The Soul will be secured at the cost of this Galio's life. Amazing engage coming on by Suo, but there is just no follow-up available now. Reign of Terror, I mean RDT, sorry, actually running riot and almost cleaning up the entire side of Altar of Kings. Dragoon is going 1v1 against the Alistair right there, but the Silas is coming to chase, and it's just a matter of time before Dragoon goes down as well. So only Dead Corporal, the member who's gonna survive, and they do end up getting the soul, but they end up paying with 4 members. So
Yeah,
Radiant's
4
actually
kills.
looking good.
Yeah, Radiants are mounting a comeback, and how? And again, the blame has to go to Thorfinn if I'm being overly critical. You don't need to face check that brush. If Galio still has his ultimate up, the team is finishing the dragon. You don't need to be so aggressive and try to keep fighting again and again. With the ultimate up, Galio provides a lot of utility when you use it, but does not get to use it at all. And it's just a very clean and easy finish up from the side of Radiance. And look at this Jin. He is very close to completing that Infinity Edge. Still has the flash as well, so he's looking really good and really comfortable come next team fight.
So on items starting to come in, the rapid fire of all items being picked to be upgraded for the Jin. I think they could have waited for the Infinity Edge to be completed, or at least the Lord Dominic's regard, but doesn't matter as we see a fight break out near the Baron. Again, clickbait getting caught out. We do keep seeing Suvo get caught out to go ward in the enemy side of the jungle, one of his historically greatest weaknesses. He ends up dying again in a crucial time when the Baron is up. Now Altar of Kings have to try to stop this without the Rel.
Yeah, and a very unnecessary mistake again coming out from Suvo to try and ward there. But look at the mid lane. The Kaisa and Vayne are running down mid lane and to see if they can finish the game. This is going to be a base phase, but the Silas has TP'd in. The Baron goes to Insect and Radiance, and I don't think they will be able to finish the game, so this is looking pretty good. Are going to sacrifice the cow, not even actually, he manages to get out as well. So a flawless Baron pickup coming out from Radiance, and this is look, the game has turned on its head.
I mean, yeah, the call was from Altar of Kings to just try to end the game with the Vayne and the Kaisa, but Dragoon and Thorfinn unable to buy more time and unable to cancel the recalls for them. And at the end of all of that, it's Radiance actually who take the Baron buff, get the objective bounty and a few kills, and they're pretty much even at gold. So 30 minutes in, Radiance have a strong shout to come back in this game.
I think they have already done it. The gold, if you look at
Thorfinn
it,
getting caught out yet again, gets caught with his pants down, will go down. Now the Jhin ultimate providing the CC. Dragoon follows up.
these
Great
guys are
engage coming
getting
on
caught
by
left and right.
Zubo. Again, great Magnet Storm, but there are just no carries available to do the damage. Dead Corporal trying to do as much as he can. Will end up taking down the Gwen.
Jhin has the
Silas
fourth
goes down
shot.
as well. T-Berry and Dead Corporal trying to save the game for their teams. They do end up taking down the Gwen and the Silas, but it's looking rough right now for the side of Altar of Kings. Again, shades of the first game in the last series yesterday. They were just so far ahead, but somehow ended up throwing their entire lead.
yeah, they just keep getting caught. I don't understand how that's possible. The pathing is so disrespectful from Thorfinn. Gets caught out by On's knock up there and just dies again with his ultimate. I think that's the 6th, 7th time I've said that in this game alone. And Radiant's doing very well. Got the Baron when there were mistakes made from AOK, and now get the inhib as well. And that Jhin, man, he is so strong right now. And even the On had one of the worst laning phases that you could imagine, because how the matchup goes. But has now 3 items completed, has the Warmogs upgraded. Even the Alistair so tanking with the Thornmill and Warmogs, and this is looking
and
bleak
he
for AOK.
putting his full trust onto this Jhin. Goes the Night's Vow there as well to provide extra support for his carry. And I mean, at this later stage, it does not matter how the laning stage went for the On. Now he has rolled out the Masterwork items for almost all the champions on his side. The Masterwork Death Cap, the Masterwork
Yeah, that
Rift Maker.
upgraded Death Cap, man.
So we might see an engage right here. The Nocturne will actually jump onto the Jhin, being forced to flash away. The Galley ultimate will follow up the Jhin. Actually will go down. The Kaisa gets that kill on there. So the lot of damage being taken away from Radiance right there. But the re-engage is there by Stylist Art. Now keep your eyes onto this Silas. He is dangerously low. He has the damage. Thorfinn doing all that he can in the back, but he ends up going down. The Gwen with his Conqueror stacked up, providing so much true damage and healing. Now Dead Corporal finds himself alone yet again. And look at this, the teleport onto the mid lane.
I think that's going to be game.
Silas is trying to look to end the game. They will make sure their Vayne does not recall, and the dead timers are just so long. This is going to be game 2. Radiance absolutely turn it around and come back from a 10,000 gold deficit to take game 2 in this series. What a comeback.
Yeah, what a comeback from Radiance there, but what a throw coming out from the side of AOK. In the first game, Thorfinn did not have the best games, and again, the same repeat in the second game as well, just making so many mistakes that allowed Radiance to mount that comeback, and props to them.
I'm just lost for words right now. It was looking like Altar of Kings were just playing around with their food, and suddenly after the Baron that they took, they lost 4 members, and we saw the triple kill on to Love 2 in the bottom lane, and after that it was just all Radiance. Radiance just turned it around, flipped the whole narrative, and we have a spicy series on hand with us 1-1 in the lower bracket finals. Another 3-game series, and Radiance will just be feeling so confident that they are able to take game 2 out of the grasps of defeat. So such a confidence booster for them.
Yeah, and like they managed to kill the Jhin in the last team fight, but at what cost? All 4 members survived, and if you saw the CC that On layered up, knock up after knock up, 2 really huge knockups, and multiple men knock up as well. So AOK threw the game, but Radiants were there to catch it, and how?
I mean, it looks like a continuing problem for Altar of Kings. We saw it yesterday, we are seeing it again today. They just are not able to close out these games. I mean, if you're 8,000-9,000 gold lead ahead, it should just be a given that you just win out the game. And to do such big throws at this level, let's just hope that it doesn't come to bite them in their back. I mean, they are playing for the spot in the grand finals of all things, so they should be bringing out their A game, and the grand finals is just tomorrow. They can't afford to, make these mistakes and have any doubts going into the grand finals, and that is even not certain anymore. It
Right,
could be
provided
just
they get
Radiance,
into it, right?
Radiance after this game. I mean, why would they not fancy their chances to actually, reverse sweep AOK?
Yeah, they absolutely should. Given how the game was looking, AOK did get like 20-21 minute Baron, and then just the Silas took over the game. Even the Jin especially obviously was positioning himself to be in great positions, but the Silas did a lot of work as well. I think he performed really well, got his items, was a menace in the team fights as well, as were all the members from Radiant especially. So mad props to them, and we are tied 1-1, and I have no idea who's going to win the series. If Radiant can just brushing up their early game, I think they have a great chance to come back and take the series 2-1.
I mean, Altar of Kings already got reverse swept yesterday, and I think this would do their mental a lot of damage if they end up getting reverse swept again. So this game, I think they just have themselves to blame. I don't necessarily think that they got outplayed all that much. I mean, they were winning everywhere in the map in the early to mid game, and it was just looking so good. But again, it just almost feels like they started, doing their own thing. There was no sort of a clear-cut plan, almost like there's no communication going on. They just felt that, okay guys, we're just so far ahead, we'll just do our thing and end up winning the game. But this is not solo queue. This is not what happens in a competitive 5v5 game. So just props to Radiance.
I would say this is exactly what happens in solo queue games. You get ahead, but somehow you manage to lose the game. And they can absolutely not play like that, because Thorfinn died multiple times with Galio ultimate up, and that ultimate has a lot of value. You need the Nocturne to go in along with the Galio, but again, Thorfinn just kept on getting caught, and the Nocturne had to ult to provide backup to the Galio. And I think we saw that like 3-4 times, and all the team fights were lost as a result of that. And Radiance did really well to catch Thorfinn as well, but I mean, come on man, you have one job, just ultimate the Nocturne. Why would you get caught again and again?
I mean, Thorfinn just having a stinker of a series till now, did not do well on that. Talia game 1 was looking uncomfortable on this Galio as well. So we are set up for an amazing grand finals of this series. Game 3, it's 1-1 in the lower bracket finals between Altar of Kings and Radiance. Stay tuned. We'll be back after a short break to find out who will be our second grand finalist.
climbing up the hill, trying to get a deal, trying to get a meal. Hungry on the beat, hungry so I eat, and I don't know the feet. I only know the heat, I only know the grind, I only know the sweet. Yo, I miss sweat, I only know the best. That's up on my chest, I only know the reps, I only know what's next. Nothing more, nothing less. All on my name, I've been watching Notre Dame, and I'm trying to make moves. Yeah, I'm trying to make moves, and they trying to move chains. All on my name, all on my name, all on my name, all on my name. I've been watching Notre Dame, and I'm trying to make moves. Yeah, I'm trying to make moves, and they trying to move chains. All on my name, all on my name, all on my name. Y'all trying to move chains. I ain't into playing games, I ain't into naming names, but I mean it just the same. When I name and the lights turn to flame, and the flame turn to ash, but the gold will remain. Yeah, all on my name. I've been watching Notre Dame, and I'm trying to make moves. Yeah, I'm trying to make moves, and they trying to move chains. All on my name, all on my name, all on my name, all on my name. I've been watching Notre Dame, and I'm trying to make moves. Yeah, I'm trying to make moves, and they trying to move chains. All on my name, all on my name, all on my name. This ain't what you thought it was. This ain't for nights out or for good enough. It's for early AM, still waking up, trying to make it up. It's our time and we gon' take it up. All on my name, I've been watching Notre Dame, and I'm trying to make moves. Yeah, I'm trying to make moves, and they trying to move chains. All on my name, all on my name, all on my name, all on my name. I've been watching Notre Dame, and I'm trying to make moves. Yeah, I'm trying to make moves, and they trying to move chains. All on my name, all on my name, all on my name, all on my name. I've been watching Notre Dame, and I'm trying to make moves. Yeah, I'm trying to make moves, and they trying to move chains. All on my name, all on my name, all on my name, all on my name, all on my name.
Yeah, I was undercover, wrote me off like the others, but I had secrets inside. You didn't pay attention, like an experiment. No, you're gonna pay for your crimes. I'll change your perspective, I'll teach you a lesson. Look at me now. Oh, look at me now. Try to take me down. Lost but now found. Used to be the victim in the dead of night, but I can be a villain in the moonlight. Look at me now. In the moonlight. I'll make it my mission. Oh yeah, I'll have you wishing you could go back in time to never test my limits. Nothing you say will fix it. I'm too out of my mind. You're riding high, but I've got you this time. Oh, look at me now. Oh, look at me now. Try to take me down. Lost but now found. Used to be the victim in the dead of night, but I can be a villain in the moonlight. Look at me now. In the moonlight. Got you this time, got you this time. You can't hide. Pay for your crimes, baby, that's right. Got you this time, you can't hide. Pay for your crimes, baby, that's right. Oh, look at me now. Oh, look at me now. Try to take me down. Lost but now found. Used to be the victim in the dead of night, but I can be a villain in the moonlight. Look at me now. In the moonlight.
Kaga, what a series that we have on our hands right now. When it was looking like a clean 2-0 win for Altar of Kings, Radiance just turn it around and flip it over and amazing comeback, showing mental fortitude and keeping their heads up high, and they just have the opportunity to reverse sweep Altar of Kings right now. So let's just see the match summary and tell us how it all unfolded.
I mean, yeah, look at the goal difference is not the story. Well, it could be the story of the game, right? 2000 goal difference in the end, as the Radiants were able to complete the comeback against AOK. 7 turrets apiece. Void Grubs again. This was a very well contested game from the side of Radiance as well, especially with how game 1 went. AOK finished in 24 minutes, and it was looking like more of the same for AOK till that throw happened. And then Radiants were ready and mounted the comeback, and AOK will only have themselves to blame after how that game 2 went, and now they find themselves in a do or die match, and if they lose this match, they will be out of this tournament. And speaking of which, the match MVP, I think that it should be the Jin, right? He played very well, did not get caught, only love to just 8-3 and 11,000 damage per minute is insane. Just performing very well on this Jin, and he was the backbone of the comeback for the Radiance.
Definitely one of the members who was not falling prey to the Nocturne Galio combo, had really good positioning. All he needed was the 3 kills that unfortunately Altar of Kings leaked out very cheaply. He got 2 big shutdowns there, and after that there was just no stopping him. He made sure that he did not get caught out with the Nocturne ultimate, with the Galio ultimate, and do a lot of damage at the same time as well, and just putting his team on his back. Had a amazing performance, and dragged his team across the finish line,
Yeah.
giving themselves a shot at the grand finals.
Props to the mid laner as well. The Silas was struggling in the early game, but did come back and performed very well throughout the game. So did the Alistair. So the whole team played really well. Even though on, he had such a disastrous top lane, right? Whenever you're playing against these ranged top champions, especially the ADCs and namely Vayne, it's such a struggle. You almost always lose the will to play the game, but he did so well to come back, and we will be jumping right into the champ select, and let's see if something has changed. So this time Altar of Kings will be on the red side for the first time in the series. Again, Xin Zhao and Draven gets logged. More of the same, I'm hoping and guessing. Pantheon again finds himself in the ban phase. Let's see what changes for these teams now.
I think they can do very well with the Rel ban here, because we did see Suo actually do pretty well with his engages. Otherwise it was looking bad for AOK already. So Rel, not a bad shout for a ban against Suo. Then he was doing already pretty good on that.
Yeah, you're absolutely correct. I think Rel should find herself in the ban side as well, because Suo did really well on the Rel. He was connecting those 4-5 man ultimates, but it just came down to the fights, and because of how they were starting, he was not able to do as much. And at one point, he was looking like the MVP of the game till it was thrown out of the window by Altar of Kings.
Yeah, they end up deciding to ban the Nasus. I think they saw what the Nasus did in the previous games. Dead Corporal just so comfortable on that champion, and if you let him get away with a free lane, he can just absolutely annihilate you. So this time it's going to be the Kai'Sa first pick for the side of Radiant. So already blue side advantage. We do see Kai'Sa being contested so heavily.
Right.
It was first picked by Altar of Kings in both the previous games, and this time Radiants are the one who end up taking that away.
Yeah, the Kai'Sa gets picked up, and there is an Alistair ban as well coming out from the sides of Altar of Kings. Senna will get logged in. Remember, it was banned in the last game. The Jhin finds himself onto the Rift again. So ADC is getting exchanged here. Kai'Sa again provides a lot of value. Are they going to pick the Nocturne, or they're just stealing Altar of Kings' draft at this point?
So this time the Nocturne will be for the side of Insect, and he would be trying to get revenge for the first game where Dragoon kind of humiliated him, and let's see if he can outperform him on his champion right now. So already a Kai'Sa, Leona and a Nocturne, 3 very strong picks coming out for the side of Radiance, and it's looking good for him.
Yeah, a very dive heavy comp coming out, and I like the Nocturne pick as well, forcing Dragoon to play something else. Remember, it is his comeback series. First game he was flawless, second game not so much, not entirely his fault, and they are forcing him to play some other champ as Skarner does get hovered.
Skarner was hovered, but he ended up going with Sejuani. As I was mentioning earlier, Sejuani, his second most played champion on the solo queue ladder. So he is very comfortable playing that, but already not a lot of synergy coming out for the Sejuani two range champions in the Jhin and Senna. So hoping for melee champions to close out their composition, which will help them proc the Sejuani passive quicker. But I think Radiants are having the better side of the draft in the first half.
Yeah, the Sejuani pick is nice, and I think now Radiance should look to ban out these melee champions, especially in the top lane, like the Renekton, who has such a great synergy with the Sejuani. Senna, not the best pick to go along with the Sejuani. You could have picked Braum there, but again, they were blind picking, so it's fine. Lissandra gets banned, On gets banned against Origa, who performed really well in the last game, honestly. So yeah, the changes are being made in the draft, and this is looking like a good game. Gwen gets banned. Remember, Insect played that in the last game in jungle. Silas pick here will be very interesting. I'm not too sure if you want to pick that champion blind, as Savage might have a few counter picks against that, but let's see if he decides to lock in. Has logged it in fact.
So
Very
looking at
interesting.
the ultimates, I think Leona ultimate and the Nocturne ultimate just decided to pick the Silas and take those ultimates for himself. Now the Cassiopeia in response to the Silas, a good counter coming in right there. The Miasma can completely shut down Silas's abilities, E and the W as well. So already you see the counter pick coming on for the side of Radiance, and the last pick will be given to Dead Corporal for his top lane pick. I think he will be going up against what looks like the Mordekaiser.
Yeah, and Radiants are, I don't think they're too worried about it. They already faced the Vayne, so I don't think they will be too bothered. Cassiopeia does get locked in. Silas will have a difficult time against the Cassiopeia, but it's a good pick into this comp. Olaf gets locked in against the Mordekaiser. Can dominate the lane, but I don't think it should really be that big of a difference in the top lane like it was in the last game. Vayne being like 150 CS ahead of the On, and I have to say I like the comp coming out from Radiance in this one. With all the dive that they have and all the CC that they can provide, especially with the Cassiopeia, can disable a lot of champions as well. This is looking good for Radiant so far.
I mean, I am very confident in the picks coming out from the side of Radiant. So they are a little AP heavy. The Kaiser does a little bit of AP damage as well. The Mordekaiser as well as the Cassiopeia. Dead Corporal gets his counter pick and he ends up picking up the Olaf. So we don't see Olaf all that much, but a good Olaf is a very scary Olaf. He can just run you down with this CC immune ult, and let's see if Dead Corporal can finally be the carry for his team. Like historically we have seen Altar of Kings, they do well when Dead Corporal does well, so a lot of responsibility is shared by him. He has to do his part. He can't just take it casual, try to mess around here and there. He has to take the responsibility in this final game and try to rally his team behind him.
Yeah, I mean, Olaf is a good champion in isolation against Mordekaiser, but in team fights, I'm not too sure if he can find his place, especially with how mobile Kai'Sa can be as well. You can go invisible with your E, you can ultimate away from the Olaf, so he's gonna have a hard time chasing down that Kai'Sa. And even the Cassiopeia, you do run the phase rush, right? So you just land a few spells and you can run around. I do feel this is a very big draft win coming out from the side of Radiance. I am not a big fan of the Silas pick in this particular draft. And let's see if Radiance can prove us right and show what they're made of in this game 3. And again, remember guys, whoever wins this game faces TOK in the finals tomorrow. So big stakes coming out. Third game of the series. Essentially a best of one. Winner gets to the grand finals.
Yeah, and the loser will secure the third place, so the loser will not go away empty-handed. They will go away with the third place prize, which is 20,000, but I'm pretty sure none of these teams will be looking to settle for that. And Radiance will be really high on confidence coming off back of a really great comeback in game 2, and let's see if they can keep this momentum going up. And I have my eyes set on Insect, so he gets the Nocturne. Dragoon was playing it against him 2 games in a row, so let's see if Insect can cook something up and have a better showing than previous games.
Yeah, playing a different champion as well. Let's see if Insect again has that a short circuit. I would say he is a very aggressive player. I mean, you saw it in the Gwen game as well. Just had the most deaths, kept getting caught out because he just wants to. He's very bloodthirsty like that. So Nocturne pick is sort of different for him. Will get to that level 6 and try to impact the game. Should look to get the bot lane ahead because they were just very strong in that last game, and take it from there.
Definitely eyes will be on Love 2 as well, coming off of a back of his MVP performance from game 2, carried his team on like on his shoulders with his Jin, and now we'll be looking to do that all over again, this time with the Kaisa. Kaisa, we see how highly contested that she was, getting first picked in all 3 games. Let's see if Love 2 can keep getting those clutch picks, keep getting the great positioning. I mean, he has the team around him to support him, and the draft looked so good for Radiance. Can't wait to just jump into game and start casting the final game of the series.
Yeah, just can't wait to get into game as well. There is a slight pause, so there is a slight delay going on here, unfortunately. But just speaking about the stakes coming onto this game, the loser will secure a 20,000 bag for themselves, but the winner of the series goes up against, again, TOK, who have been so dominant. We saw them yesterday, had a minor hiccup, lost the first game, but then came back and dominated the other 2 games. So they will be looking at this game, expecting to win tomorrow's games. If I'm being honest, they should be confident, but Radiance and AOK have a really close series going on here, and the stakes could not be higher.
Definitely. So this pause gives me some time to ask the viewers to join the socials that are in the description box below. If you want to be part of the community, take part in future tournaments. This is just the beginning of League of Legends tournaments in India, thanks to Esports Club Riot Games. We are gonna be bringing a lot of tournaments for you, so make sure you follow us on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook and Discord to be a part of our social community. We thank Crucial by Micron again for making this tournament possible, as well as Zotac Gaming. So all of the links in the description box for you guys to check out and see the sweet deals that they have in store for you. And we will just be waiting for the pause. I think some players have connectivity issues before the game starts. There might be some kind of nerves coming into a game as well. So Kaka, you have been a pro player for quite a while back in the days, so you would have been finding yourselves in the final game, like a best of series, 1 game. I remember the Portal esports game that went till game 5. So what goes on in the team camp when you're talking
I mean, you
to each other?
just have to stay calm and just do your job, but realize where you are stronger. For the side of AOK, they will have to realize that they did pretty well in the second game. It was just a stupid throw, or well, a series of throws that happened. So Invade coming out though.
Actually, AOK managing to find
Good flash.
Love 2. Burns both of his summoner spells, but at least stays alive now. Already this Kaisa an easy target for Altar of Kings to focus down onto Sejuani. Can very well go for an early gank, and Love 2 will have to be playing back and pretty safe for the early part of this game now. Really good
And
pickup
I
coming
think
out by
he might
AOK.
be the player that got disconnected because he came so late into the bottom lane and well got punished for it. Instantly loses both his summoners, will have to play very passively for the first 5-6 minutes of the game. On the other side, Inseg did drop a ward on Sejuani's red, so has full information of where he will be starting. Thorfinn uses his own ward at the Raptor camp, so both the teams will know where the junglers are starting.
So both the junglers again will be starting on the same side of the map. So bottom lane I think would be the focus of the ganks, as the Kaisa is missing key summoner spells. Now already you see Clickbait just zoning this Kaisa and Leona away from the minion wave and denying, I think, some XP there as well. Not sure if they got the XP for that, but Leona will get the route onto the Senna, but that's not going to do all that much. Suvo coming clutch with these pokes earlier on. Now Thorfinn goes level 2 just in time. Viking goes dangerously low as he was trading aggressively, but nothing comes out of all of that.
Yeah, and Viking, if he hit level 2 first, I think that could have been a very bad news for Thorfinn, but he hits the level 2 first, gets the Kingslayer, uses it and heals up, and it turns out to be a good trade for him. In the top lane as well, just very well, it's not passive exactly, but Origa is doing a good job to keep up in the CS department. But again, speaking about the bot lane, once you lose both the summoner spells, you have to give up some priority, and that's what's happening in the
Conqueror
bot
is
lane.
stocked. The axes are connecting. Do not go into the turret. Okay, Dead Corporal was thinking about it, but good trade coming on to Auriga right there with the stacked up Conqueror and those axes landing onto that Mordekaiser. So he will get the priority on the top side. Now both the junglers are in the bottom side. Nocturne obviously having a better AoE clear, managed to complete the Raptors quicker, so he has the advantage on that. He will be ready for any sort of ganks in the bottom lane. I think both the junglers should be fighting for this crab in the bot side.
Yeah, they could be, or maybe Insect decides to just dump that crab and give it and take the top crab. I think that's exactly what he's going to do, since he does not have a lot of priority coming out from the bottom lane. In the mid lane, we did see Cassiopeia crashing a huge wave onto the turret. Thorfinn did well to catch most of the CS. Crabs will be traded against Sejuani. Is looking for a dive, it looks like. Never mind, he's just looking to catch. Style is art, but
The root will connect on to Style is Art, but there is no follow-up. Sejuani forced to flash to secure that kill. I think they were looking to give that one up to the Jhin, so that's why Dragoon was holding on to his auto attack, but miscommunication coming out right there. They do end up getting the kill, but Dragoon had to use his flash for that.
Yeah, and that was too close to comfort there. Style is Art turned around to land his Q onto Dragoon. I think if he had just kept on walking, Dragoon wouldn't be able to kill him. But good job. Dragoon gets the first blood on this new pick, that is Sejuani, and the pressure is onto the Radiant's bot lane.
Yeah, definitely losing the summoner spells early, hurting and forcing to play safe now. Will try to get as much farm as he can under the turret. Jhin and Senna will look for a quick reset, get those items in. Top side, Olaf has already generated a 10-12 CS lead for himself and pretty comfortable sitting there.
Yeah, and I think that you should expect that in this matchup, in the counter pick as well. Olaf is so strong in the 1v1, has the 14-15 CS lead already. Sejuani did go back, got herself the Mercury Treads. Auriga might get caught out here, uses his E to perfection and just gets out. Well played by him there. In the mid lane, Thorfinn has been trading very aggressively.
Yeah, good trade coming out, essentially not losing any HP and takes down more than half of this Cassiopeia's HP bar. Now takes her ultimate for himself as well, so Viking really needs to be careful against this Silas right now. Cat's ult being used, the chains will connect. Good flash follow-up to secure the kill, but Insect is there to flash over the Raptors to help his mid laner out. The fear lands, and that makes sure Insect will trade one kill back at least.
Yeah, and Viking not respecting the flash E coming out from Thorfinn. Did well to get himself the kill. Really unfortunate that Nocturne was hanging around. 1-for-1 trade, but a lot of XP that the Cassiopeia is going to miss. I think Savage could have definitely played that better, but good job by Thorfinn, and it looks like he has gotten a more comfortable champion now, and already a solo kill. Meanwhile, Dragoon securing the Void Grubs again, starting it right at the 6-minute marker. Nocturne is pinging towards it, but I don't think he'll be able to reach it on time.
Ooh,
a big trade in the mid lane again, another solo kill.
Cassiopeia only level 5, so again Insect has to be around his mid laner to provide that safety. Now Dragoon will find himself 1v1ing the Nocturne. The stun connects, followed up by the chains. Amazing ultimate coming on by the Cassiopeia, completely turning the fight around on its head.
Wow, that was so well played by Viking. I mean, lands his ultimate, stuns both the targets, petrifies them, and gets a double kill. And this Cassiopeia is now online. He was having such a rough time in the lane, but the double kill and the CS lead as well will help massively. And Dragoon just a tad bit over aggressive, but I don't think you can fault them for that. Just Cassiopeia just coming in clutch and does so well to get the 2 kills.
I mean, yeah, Cassiopeia went to the wave, got the XP, got level 6 and ran right to Insect for his help, and just completely turned around the lane stage in her favor.
Yeah, in the top side though, look at the CS numbers. 78 CS to 35. The Origa is not having a good time. But we do know him to just be behind in CS and still be
Provide a lot of
efficient in
value,
team
yeah.
fights. Yeah, so I don't think he will be too upset about that. Dragon
I
will
mean,
be
the
picked up by AOK. So that's
numbers
two
were
objectives.
pretty
Yeah.
same in the last game as well. With
But the
on,
last
but
game, you can talk about it. The last game, Vayne versus
on
can
pretty
be.
accepted. Yeah. Now, Olaf trying to run this Mordekaiser down again will end up surviving, but Sejuani tries to catch out Viking. Good ultimate connecting by Thorfinn as well, stealing the Leona ultimate for himself, and they get the revenge kill back onto the mid lane. In the bot side, we do see the Senna coming back from the river. They're trying to help the Jin, trying to get some CS back, but Jin has a pretty healthy CS advantage for himself, 15 CS ahead, so looking good for T-Berry in that lane.
Yeah, looking great for him. Sort of a lull state going on now. AOK have a very small lead. I think that's down to the top lane. The humongous CS difference that's being turned.
So Dragoon and Insect both trying to focus more towards the mid side and playing mid heavy. We already saw both the junglers coming in and joining in the fight in the mid lane again and again, I think 3 or 4 times already. So that just means Origa is not getting the help that he needs in the top side, and he's already gonna go 40 CS said actually decides to ult the Olaf right there. Will try to 1v1 him and the death realm. Insect is
Nocturne
here waiting for him.
is waiting, but yeah, I don't think you can kill the Olaf right now, especially when he's so far ahead. Has the Merc Treads as well, the Fade, so he can always run away from the Mordekaiser ultimate. Excuse me. So yeah, and Nocturne should be looking to ultimate somewhere soon. He's looking towards the mid lane. Let's see if he decides to use his ultimate there.
Yeah, Nocturne not really getting any opportunities to showcase what he can do. No clear targets coming out yet, so he will just go back to power farming his way up to get more items. Now the grubs will be spawning up real quick. Let's see if that's where the teams decide to go for a play.
Yeah, and speaking of items, really quickly, Cassiopeia has the Rod of Ages, is stacking the tier, so
Oh, now we see Nocturne actually using his ultimate to go onto this Olaf. Olaf does not have any mana on him right now. Does get feared away, but will go to the relative safety of his turret. The Senna ultimate is there to
Cassiopeia is
provide
there
the
though
safety.
in the top lane to dive the Olaf, so let's see if they are able to pull that off in the bot lane as well.
Looks like they will be going for the dive. Good drag back coming on by the Mordekaiser. Orica gets the kill onto Olaf right there. Now the engage comes on from the side of Radiance in the bot side as well. They catch out
Beautiful.
the Sejuani, but two Cassiopeia ultimates like really slowing down the team fight right there. But at the end of all of that, it's gonna be one kill for the side of Radiance in the bottom and in the top lane.
Yeah, and this is all down to Savage. He was in the top side, enabling them to dive the Olaf. Origa, what are you doing?
Quick
Just
reset.
dives to
Not against
yeah,
that.
well,
I mean, but
not
I
that
guess with
quick.
25 seconds death timer, I'm just giving
Yeah.
him the benefit of the doubt.
But Viking again did so well. TP down in the bot lane, secured one more kill for his team. So just being present all throughout the map, in the top lane, in the bot lane as well, in the matter of a minute.
So meanwhile, we did see Altar of Kings secure one more Void Grub, so they have the 4 grub sweet spot. They have the 1 Voidling available for that sweet true damage onto turrets. But Radiance having a good game, they're staying on par. Now Origa again feeling confident, has ulted this Olaf near his own turret, taking Olaf down really low. The Q will miss, so that just buys more time for the Olaf to run away, but it's already looking dangerous for Dead Corporal. I mean, remember, he was the one who got the counter pick He was doing really well in lane, but he ended up dying. So now Orica has completed the Rod of Ages, and it just looks like he has the advantage. But oh, look at what's happening right here. Orica finds himself between 3 members of Altar of Kings, and Dead Corporal is like, you can call for help. Well, I can call for help myself. And he ends up taking down the Mordekaiser and secures the kill for himself.
Yeah, and might get the top turret or at least some plates as well in the top side. Will be traded for the dragon as well, so not the end of the world. Did have to put a lot of resources towards the top lane to secure that kill onto the Mordekaiser, who is having a better time against the Olaf now. The dragon will be secured by the Radiance, and Nocturne ultimate used. Silas uses Mordekaiser ult onto the Cassiopeia, and let's see if she can survive.
I mean, good counter, a good dodge from the Cassiopeia ultimate on the Silas. Now the counter engage is there by the Leona. Flash away from Dragoon to make sure he stays alive. The curtain will rise. Slow connects onto the Leona. Leona, it's just a matter of time before she goes down. The fourth shot connects onto the Nocturne as well, forcing him to flash away. The W, the root from downtown. Amazing play coming on by T-Berry right there. And as all of that is happening, a solo kill on the top lane. Now Orica, after the horrible early game that he had, he has just solo killed Dead Corporal, and it's just not looking good in the top side. But Altar of Kings did manage to get a few kills for themselves in the bot lane.
Yeah, and Olaf just sacrificing himself to get that top turret. A lot of summoners burn in the bot fight as well, and this game is neck to neck now.
6 kills to 6, 15 minutes, 3000 goal lead for the side of Altar of Kings, but objective advantage for Altar of Kings as well. 2 turrets to the 0 from Radiance, but this game in no way is just one-sided. So 15 minutes into the game and pretty neck to neck. Orica doing pretty well for himself. Did manage to get the solo kill, but guys, now he is going to be missing that turret, so that just gives so much space for this Olaf to come and irritate this Nocturne in the top side jungle, and that's exactly what he's doing. Opened up the map while taking the mid lane turret there as well. So Altar of Kings definitely having a lot of map pressure right now. The Rift Herald is up. We do see Altar of Kings going towards that objective. They have the inside route there, and let's see if Radiance have any plans of giving that one up for free. Does not look like that is going to happen, as Insect is positioning himself dangerously close to the Herald, but they end up deciding to give that one away. So Altar of Kings yet again come up and get another objective. In the bot lane, we do see the mid laners just trying to duke it out. The Cassiopeia ultimate will miss. That just means Thorfinn has the window to go back in. The ultimate nicely dodged away by Viking. A great backstep to make sure that he does not get stunned. And Insect is there with the Nocturne ultimate of his own to secure his kill. So great play coming there by Viking and Insect, but meanwhile in the mid lane the Rift Herald was used and they get the tier 2 turret as well. Orica will take down the Jhin in the Death Realm. The fighting continues in the bottom side of the river as Dead Corporal is caught out using his ultimate to run away, but as soon as the timer goes out he's gonna be caught out with the Leona ultimate. So lot of chaos going on right there. Radiance getting the major part of the kills, but Altar of Kings coming away with the objectives.
Yeah, and let's get a replay of that fight as well. A lot happened there. A lot of people getting caught. And somehow Radiance find themselves in a great spot.
Yeah, look at this backstep and the flash away from the chains, finding Insect the time to secure the kill.
Yeah, and Thorfinn just being aggressive, gets outplayed by Viking. Here Mordekaiser takes T-Berry, and that's what happens when there's a Mordekaiser in the team. He can just isolate your most fed member and do that.
I Good timing coming out by the Leona on the ultimate as well. As soon as the Olaf ultimate ran out, he made sure that he was locked in place. So Dead Corporal again, he got the counter pick, but he finds himself 1-3 and 0, so not performing at all to his expectations in any way.
Yeah, and Mordecai is just providing so much value in the team fights as well. If he can manage to take one of these carries again, this will look like a very long game for the side of AOK. I mean, look at Cassiopeia's items now. 360 stacks on the tier, almost completed. Seraph's there, Leandri's Rod of Ages is almost stacked as well. One item ahead of the Silas, so he's having a really good time in this game.
Definitely, I mean, AOK are still in the gold lead, but a very minute one for that now in sec, and the Leona trying to cook up something in the pixel bush in the bot side, but no one is going to face check that. So game kind of going to a stalemate right now, and I think the next major objective would be the Cloud Dragon, which is alive.
Yeah, and slight gold lead for AOK, but just the state of the game and how the champions work for the side of Radiance, I think they'll be fine going behind 3,000-4,000 gold, and Thorfinn is getting
almost
caught
an
again.
action replay of what happened few minutes earlier. Thorfinn will go down, but this time T-Berry and Dragoon are there to provide some respite. Dragoon will take down the Nocturne, the cleanse and the flash being used by T-Berry.
Oh, beautiful.
The cavalry has arrived. Radiant just absolutely running riot. Dead Corporal has teleported himself, and he's just running through the members of Radiance in the backline. Dead Corporal getting left unchecked. The stacked up Conqueror with the healing from the Senna, and Dead Corporal just gets 4 kills right there.
Yeah, quadra kill for Dead Corporal. I think that was a little bit aggressive coming out from Radiance, not respecting the Olaf to TP there. I mean, it looked really good for the Radiance till it didn't. And now they will lose the dragon for it. I think the gold lead is sort of bugged there. I don't think they're 20,000 gold ahead. But a huge swing towards the side of AOK. And now the Olaf pick is paying its dividends. And let's see what he decides to build when he does go back into the base. I'm expecting him to pick the Death's Dance up. He's almost 3,500 gold ahead on the Mordekaiser. And yeah, I mean, this is the story of the series, right? One team throws and the other one's there to pick it up, and neither of these teams have been able to grasp the game completely and just run away with it. So
yeah,
it's a complete stalemate yet again.
If my quick maths was correct right there, I guess Altar of Kings are at 35,000 gold right now and not 54. So still at a gold advantage. And Thorfinn will find himself in a 1v1 against Origa, but guess who's here? Insect to provide him with help. The Senna ultimate will provide some sort of protection, but at the end it's 1-for-1 trade for both the teams. Jin Curtain Call has been raised for some damage and to deter Radiance from taking anything more. So at the end of all of that, the top laner and the mid laner will swap their deaths.
Yeah, and I think that's a good trade for Radiance. Origa is falling slightly behind, but that's okay because they do get the kill onto Thorfinn, who is making Leandri's second. I'm not a big fan of this build coming out from him. The gold graph has been fixed, so here we see AOK is around 3,000, 4,000 gold ahead, but the scaling on the side of Radiance is going to be too much in the late game, especially with the Cassiopeia and Kaisa coming in. Even the Mordekaiser, for that matter.
There's going to be one deadly snake if she's left unchecked, and we already saw Viking looking comfortable in their champion, playing it really well. In the mid lane, they will just be trying to push the wave forward. So 2 dragons to 1 for the side of AOK. The Baron is the major objective that is up on the map, and I think as the game just keeps going on, this Mordekaiser and Cassiopeia are gonna be very difficult to deal with for Altar of Kings.
Yeah, and when the Mordekaiser gets like the Leandries completed, if he does decide to go for that Rift Maker in the 1v1, I don't think any of these champions can contest him inside the ultimate. So that's going to be a huge problem coming in for the side of AOK. But I mean, from the CS numbers, it has been very poor for Amiga. But he has had some impact in this game so far.
I mean, yeah, definitely. Like, he was surviving the lane against DC in the early stages. He was just getting bullied so much, but did very well to not give away a lot of kills and actually managed to solo kill him once, and now finds himself at a very, very comfortable and nice spot.
Yeah, and the game will slow down a bit. The Baron is up. The Dragon is going to come up in 2 minutes' time. Dragoon secures the bot. Crab heavy pings going on to Baron from Radiance, but the game has slowed down, and this will give us enough time to catch our breath as well, because this game has been so action-packed.
True, and Radiance will try to get some vision down towards this Baron side, as Dragoon will get this blue buff up for his entire team. Now I think they're planning a dive onto the Silas. We do see 4 members of Radiance pathing towards this top side. The Silas does have the Leon ultimate, but he will be locked into place, unable to move away. So good pick coming out by the sides of Radiance, and now I think they will be looking to start this Baron.
Yeah, and it's just been the story of all 3 games for Thorfinn not having the best series. Gets caught out again. 6 deaths, highest in the game, and let's see. This could turn into a smite, or Mordekaiser is going to TP. He can kidnap the Sejuani. Let's see if he does. Olaf is running towards the enemy. Great ultimate by
Beautiful
Cassiopeia.
Cassiopeia ultimate coming in right there, but Dead Corporal is just so strong right now with his ultimate. No one able to deal with him right there. Viking aggressive flash forward onto the Senna, trying to get him down at least, but at the end of all of that, I mean, it's not over yet. Origa finds himself 1v1 alone with the Jhin, forcing the Senna to flash away as well. Now the Nocturne and Olaf, the Nocturne ulted Silas and Olaf are there to take down Mordekaiser. So very, very scuffy fight, but Order of Kings end up getting the ace over Radiant.
Yeah, and this Olaf is so far ahead that he can just run out the enemy champions and no one can do anything about it. It was a 4v5, remember, but the Olaf is just so strong right now, and I think Origa could have done better to kidnap the Olaf or the Sejuani first, but used his ultimate very late into the team fight by taking T-Berry into the Nether Realm. And
yeah, I think he has just tunnel visioned himself into taking their ADC into the Death Realm, that I think if he just altered the Olaf, it would have helped his team a lot.
yeah, for sure, and a very poor flash also coming out from the side of Viking, who flashed on Senna's face for some reason and ended up dying. So that was not pretty to look at as well. But these team fights are close so far, and if they can just take out the Olaf, even if the Mordekaiser ends up dying, I think in the 4 versus 4, Radiance can win against AOK.
I mean, yeah, the last team fight was fought in 2 separate units as well. There was not a proper 5v5. We did see the Olaf running riot in the backline of Radiance, and Cassiopeia was doing the same to Altar of Kings. It was just fought in 2 separate quadrants right there. So I think with a little bit of more communication, target selection, it should be a different story.
Yeah, exactly that. And now the Cassiopeia is really strong. If you just look at the items, Liandry's, Seraph's, Rod of Ages, and even has that Seeker's Arm Guard for the next fight. So he will be now much more comfortable. Olaf is holding a flank. He's going to flank and it's going to come around. Let's see if Kaisa can get out of that.
Just going on to the Kaisa, just ignoring all the CC. Of course, he is CC immune, and he will just run down the backline of Radiance. Huge play coming out by Dead Corporal right there. Just one flank and completely turns the game around.
Yeah, and if not for Savage right there, I think AOK could have ended the game as well. But he smartly TPs behind and clears out the wave, so there are no minions to end the game. But this will be Baron for the side of AOK, and now they are in a very dominating position. And it's all on the back of this deadly Olaf by Dead Corporal.
I mean, but we do see Ultra of Kings get those Barons, but they were unable to cleanly finish out the game multiple times before. So let's see if it's a different story this time. I'm hoping for their own good that they are able to close this one out cleanly, because again they have Temple of Kings waiting in the grand finals for them, and we saw yesterday as well, Temple of Kings just do not make a lot of mistakes and they will punish you. So let's see if Ultra of Kings can...
Even for their own confidence, I think AOK have to cleanly end this game. But fight is breaking out in the bot lane again, and we keep seeing this. Olaf is running down, has used his Ghost Viking with a huge ultimate though.
And a lot of damage being dealt in the background by this Jhin. Thorfinn has taken down Dragoon, but finds himself in the middle of three members. And Thorfinn actually manages to stay alive for a long duration, and this Senna just providing so much sustain along with the Conqueror. Thorfinn coming up really clutch in that team fight right there, and at the end of that it's gonna be a 2 for 3 in favor of Ultra of Kings, but still I think Radiance will be happy with that.
Yeah, Radiance, well, they can't be too mad about it. They got a huge shutdown onto the Olaf, and they have not lost much, if anything at all, against this Baron buff coming out from AOK. And this fight was really close. The Olaf melted when the Cassiopeia turned onto him. Very small margins. If the flashes were up on the side of Radiance, as you can see, they are coming up right now. The Kaisa, Cassio, Nocturne and Mordekaiser all getting their flashes up now. That would have made a huge difference to the last team fight. But this game is not over yet. Even though AOK have the lead, they are struggling in this mid game to end what could have been the game 3 for them.
Cloud Soul coming up in 30 seconds. Ultra of Kings will be looking to get that one up for themselves. Now Insect actually aggressive onto the Olaf. Olaf will just press ult and try to run away. Meanwhile, Thorfinn in the top lane trying to 1v1 this Mordekaiser. The fight continues on in the mid lane. The Sejuani getting caught. The Leona ultimate will be flashed away. The root will buy some more time. A lot of messy fights, but Thorfinn ends up taking down Mordekaiser and goes unstoppable. So him and Dead Corporal will continue to push on the top side, and we do see the mid lane being pushed as well. Now Radiance find themselves on the opposite side of the map, and there is no one to protect their base. The Jhin ultimate will make sure that they are not able to recall. Thorfinn is there with a beautiful engage from the Leona ultimate to make sure that no one is recalling, and meanwhile Death Corporal has taken away one inhibitor as well. Insect ends up falling down to the Jhin. The root will connect onto the Leona, and the Sejuani is here to help clean that one up. So huge death timers on the side of Radiance, and it's just the Cassiopeia using the Seeker's arm guard to keep herself alive. Let's see if she is able to successfully defend this. The first Nexus turret goes down, but Cassiopeia just playing so well to buy time, and he actually managed to take down Dead Corporal. So amazing base defense coming on by the side of Vikings. This guy is playing his heart out and just refusing to give up.
Yeah, but I think this could be too little too late. Mordekaiser just came out and dies again. Cassiopeia, I don't think will be able to hold now. Let's see if AOK can end this game. They should be able to, and I think, yeah, this is going to be GG, and well played by AOK. They are our second grand finalists.
So it took them 31 minutes and 45 seconds to finish this second game off. I mean, it was looking close in the middle stages when Radiance were giving a hard time for the likes of Ultra of Kings, but then good flank plays coming on by Dead Corporal, good TP plays, gets himself far ahead of the curve of the game, and ends up carrying his team on his back, and Thorfinn on his Silas just showed up big time. Forgot about the poor performances in the first and second game, and once he was comfortable on this Silas, he was just came up huge.
Yeah, he did really well to come back in this game, but the credit has to go to Dead Corporal. A Quadra kill in the bot lane dive was the turning point in the game. Even when they caught the Kaisa from behind, Olaf just ignored 3 or 4 people that were running behind him and killed the Kaisa, and then that enabled them to get the Baron buff as well. So Dead Corporal making his advantage count, huge CS gap in the top lane, a huge team fighting gap as well, because he was just running the Kaisa,
down,
the
yeah.
Cassiopeia down from the side of Radiant. So Thorfinn had a good game, but Dead Corporal just, I think he was my MVP for this game. And it will go under the radar, but Suvo did not die at all in such a chaotic game, and he was playing very well on the Senna as well.
I mean, yeah, Suvo doing an amount of sustain that Senna can bring out in this patch with this new build, and very unlike him that he did not die. We are used to seeing Suvo die a lot going aggressive into the jungle, but well played by him. And again, Altar of Kings find themselves in the grand finals, and not surprised to see up against them are Temple of Kings. So this is gonna be the rematch of the upper bracket finals that we saw yesterday. 2-1 for Temple of Kings right there. So let's see now, Altar of Kings coming off of a huge 2-1 victory in the lower bracket finals. Let's see if they back themselves up against Temple of Kings in the grand finals, which will be on tomorrow.
Yeah, and it is going to be a huge test for them. They did lose to them yesterday, but started off the series really well. Same thing today, multiple throws coming out in the second game, so I think they have a lot to work on and improve on and change for the series coming against TOK. Their early game has been pretty good all throughout, but it's just the mid game and the late game where they struggle to close out the game when they get like such big leads. And if they can just sharpen up those mistakes, not getting caught out in the side lanes for no reason and just not taking necessary fights, I think we will see a great performance coming out from them, and maybe all 5 games tomorrow against TOK.
I mean, yeah, if they want to drag that series on for that long, they have to make sure that they brush up their mid game and late game as well, because I was still not satisfied by what I saw today. I think with the leads that they were able to get in the early game, it should have been a clean closeout just because of how hard their lanes were winning. But Altar of Kings again having that slight problematic mid-game section in the macro, but let's hope they bring out their A game tomorrow against Temple of Kings, because we know Temple of Kings, Black Infinity, Katrina Bot, these players, they will capitalize on every single mistake that you make. And Temple of Kings, they'll be looking to, I mean, what do you think they'll be feeling after seeing this series?
I think they'll be feeling pretty comfortable knowing even if they get behind, they might have chances to come back into the game. But yeah, we do have our grand finals now, AOK versus TOK, both the sister teams, and we'll be looking at the match summary to get the full detail of how this game went. 31 minutes 49 seconds, look at the kills, 29 kills to 20 kills. So this was such a chaotic game. At the end of the game, 11,000 gold lead, 9 turrets to 2, 4 dragons to nothing, 5 void grubs to 1. So AOK again playing out the early game really well.
I mean, yeah, and they made sure that they always translated their kills into some sort of objectives. They always got a kill and then took a turret or took the grubs, went towards the dragon, got some vision at least. So that part of the game they're doing really well. It's just the mid-game team fights and closing out part. Let's see if they can brush that one up. But 32 minutes to finish the game 2. Unfortunately for Radiance, this will be it in their journey of this edition of the Community Cup, but head held high. They do secure the 3rd place, and they will be taking away the 20,000 rupees prize at least for themselves, and they can be confident to come back stronger in the next edition. So just taking a look at the match MVP, as you mentioned, it should be the Olaf and Dead Corporal, and yeah, here we go, did really well, 9, 5 and 7. I mean, had a huge early game advantage against the Mordekaiser in the CS department, but he did have some hiccups earlier on when the Nocturne was coming for the aid of the Mordekaiser, but he made sure that he kept farming, and then that teleport play, that single teleport play completely flipped the game around when he got the 4 kills. 900 damage per minute, 8.6 CS, ended the game with 16,500 gold. So he got the counter pick and he ended up delivering his team the victory.
Yeah, he made the most of it. And that 898.95 damage, that's almost 900 damage per minute. That's unheard of for a top laner. 8.6 CS per minute, so he was keeping up in the CS as well. Did die solo in the top lane, but did not let it affect his confidence. And the TP in the bot lane, getting those 4 kills just accelerated him so far ahead onto the game that he just grasped the game by its neck and just, made it about himself. And he won the game just by himself in this best of 3, the last game especially.
I mean, yeah, definitely just did not let Kaisa have any sort of impact at all. As soon as the team fight started, this guy just pressed his R and ran the Kaisa down. And you can't really peel off an Olaf from your carry as well if your carry cannot kite back. Olaf is just so fast and CC immune. I feel bad for the ADC.
Yeah, and it's a very it's one of the things in this game when the Olaf is running at you with full speed. There's just a feeling of helplessness, man. Especially when you're playing these immobile carries or the mages as well in the mid lane. It's just like, it's depressing. You can't do anything about it, and you will end up dying because the Olaf just presses R and Ghost and he's running behind you. Yeah, well done to him.
Yeah, that was the lower bracket finals, guys. We have the grand finals set up between Temple of Kings and Altar of Kings. Radiance, I think this would be the highest finish ever for Radiance in a tournament, so they end up getting 3rd place, so cementing themselves as one of the top horses as well. So I'm pretty sure they can go with their heads held up high and come back stronger next time, and maybe try to better this 3rd place position, go for the 2nd and go for the tournament winner. So well done by Radiance. Unfortunately, this is where we bid them farewell. So guys, reminding you again to check out our social media in the description box below. Make sure that you join us on Discord, Twitter, Instagram and Facebook. That would be League of Legends in SA. To keep up to date with all of the updates that are happening in the community, you can take part in a lot of tournaments that we have lined up for you as well. And speaking of tournaments, let's just look at the bracket of this edition of the Community Cup, the August Open. So Kaka, we're at the grand finals.
Yeah, we are at the grand finals now. As you can see, upper bracket, Temple of Kings being so far flawless, only losing that one game yesterday to Altar of Kings, won the upper bracket finals, found themselves into the grand finals. And in the lower bracket, but as you can see, Radiance had a good run. Of course, there was an FF yesterday from the side of Reign of Terror, so unfortunately we did not get to see that game, but a very closely contested lower bracket finals today. And Altar of Kings 2-1 against Radiance, and they are going to get into the grand finals as well. And Temple of Kings tomorrow, remember guys, will have the side selection for game 1 as they are the winner of upper bracket finals, and the finals will be a best of 5. So I'm pretty excited for that one, and I hope we get all 5 games just like we did today and yesterday, the 3 games.
Yeah, definitely. So a rematch for the grand finals, the upper bracket finals, is the same matchup, and Altar of Kings will be fighting their demons, and they will make sure that they can overcome Temple of Kings this time at least. Just always falling short of beating them out. Temple of Kings just having monopoly over the League of Legends scene in South Asia. We did see them take away one game at least, I think. So if any team can beat Temple of Kings, it is Altar of Kings in the region at least. So let's hope Altar of Kings can do well tomorrow, have a great showing, and just looking forward to what happens tomorrow.
Yeah, and this is the finals we expected as well, right off the bat when the tournament started. Even yesterday, even the last tournament where AOK versus TOK happened so quickly, and then we just kind of knew that TOK will be able to win this tournament. A quick reminder, guys, the final will be happening tomorrow at 5:30 p.m. So we'll be starting 1.5 hours before our usual time. And again, it's a best of 5, so it could go on for quite a while. So just be there to support whoever your favorite team or your favorite player is.
Yeah, so make sure that you guys tune in tomorrow at 5:30 for the grand finals for Crucial by Micron presents TEC Community Cup August Open, powered by Zotac Gaming and in partnership with Riot Games. Make sure you check out their websites, and we thank them for making this tournament happen as well. So we are at the final series tomorrow, 5:30 p.m. See you guys there.
System. Alright, let's do this.
Once there was a hunter who saw what others could not. With a magic case in her backpack, she roamed with wild abandon into the great unknown. Her gaze inescapable, her reflexes lightning fast. When armies swarmed, she went through. With eyes open wide, hands steady, holding, watching, capturing everything in sight.
The Crucial Pro DDR5 RAM kit comes with a sleek, modern look that will complement any build. But aesthetics aside, it's the performance that really matters. So let's dive into it. The default JEDEC timings are 46, 45, 45, but it does come with 2 XMP and Expo settings for those looking for a little more performance. With XMP 3.0 Profile 1, you can push the speed up to 5600 megatransfers per second. If you prefer a slightly lower speed but tighter timings, Profile 2 offers 5200 megatransfers per second at 42, 42, 42 timings. We've run some benchmarks and stress tests to give you an idea of how it performs. In general, dropping the speed and tightening the timings with the second XMP/Expo profile yielded better results for us on our test system. Paired with a Ryzen 7800X 3D, we saw anywhere from a 1 to 5% performance bump depending on workloads. All in all, the Crucial Pro DDR5 64GB RAM kit by Micron is a fantastic choice for first-time builders and enthusiasts alike.
Pick up! Come on, come on!
Eyes on the battle, not your screen, Commander.
I was thinking we could use some backup. Yes! Now, Ryan!
Steal your pride, Wolf. The fish girl is winning.
Woo!
He's mine. I'm guessing you have a plan.